Ipswich were 1-0 up and they decided to flip the script. 1-0 to the Tractor Boys, they sang, and a new nickname was born. Let's head to Leicester, famous for more than just a red, well, orangey cheese and Jamie Vardy. Leicestershire's also the birthplace of fox hunting, hence the Foxes. Next up, turns out apples are not the only fruit that don't fall far from the tree. Bournemouth's nickname.
A very good evening and welcome to talkSPORT Goals. We are live on talkSPORT's YouTube channel and on your smart TVs. It's a busy Tuesday evening here on talkSPORT Goals. We've got 6 game views this evening on talkSPORT. The big one starting at 8:15. It is Arsenal versus Aston Villa. We've got 5 other games this evening for you in the Premier League. And we're going to talk you through all of those games. I'm your host, Sam Ellard. A mixed up team this evening. It's a fun team this evening. To my right hand side, we've got Scott Saunders, big Manchester United fan, James Bayliss, the Arsenal fan, and Toby Evenden, aka Tobes. Is it Tobes or Toby?
Yeah, Tobes fine.
Yeah, you're pretty laid back with that guy?
Yeah, whatever you want.
That's all right, good. Team, how are we? How's everyone doing?
Good, man. Very, very good.
Are we looking forward to some big Premier League games of football this evening?
I'm just hoping 2025 I can leave this feeling of dread that Manchester United might not beat a team that have won no games all season and have 2 points out of 18. I'm just hoping that next year can be a better one than this year.
Yeah, well, grow up, Scott. I mean, honestly.
Mate, I know you've enjoyed it, mate. I know you've enjoyed it. I can't wait to see the back of this year.
Yeah, no,
that's what I'm going to say.
So we've got 4 games then, starting at 7:30. It's a full midweek set of Premier League fixtures. 6 games being played today. And then the other 4 going to be played on Thursday on New Year's Day. The big one, as I mentioned at the top of the show, is clearly Arsenal versus Aston Villa. That's an 8:15 kickoff, as is Manchester United versus Wolves. 4 games in at 7:30. Burnley, Newcastle, Chelsea, Bournemouth, Forest, Everton, and West Ham versus Brighton. So before those games kick off, we'll just focus, shall we, a little bit on your team, Tobes. Chelsea, who go with Sanchez in goal this evening. Achimpong, Chalobah, Fofana, Gusto, the back 4. Caicedo, Fernandez will sit. Esteval, Palmer, Garnacho, and it's Delap leading the line this evening for Chelsea. For Bournemouth, the big news is that Antoine Semenyo starts for them this evening. When you look at the table, Chelsea 5th, 3 points off 4th place. Probably, maybe that's right. I expected Chelsea to be around 3rd, 4th, 5th this season. But does it feel like where Chelsea are at, it's very, very much up in the air? You can go from one week looking really good to the next week looking pretty average?
Yeah, I don't know what Chelsea turns up most weeks. So realistically, that's what the worry is going into the new year, especially this last month, where you go on the back of any November, getting a good result against Arsenal with 10, playing against Barcelona and playing them off the park, and then you get these Leeds results or Villa the other day in terms of managing that second half. So I want to see a bit more consistency from this Chelsea side, which we thought we'd see throughout this season as they developed in the last couple of years. Obviously been pretty turgid first few years under Clear Lake, but you want to see that consistency develop, and it hasn't really been that. And I worry a little bit with our team. I'm happy to see Esteval finally playing with Palmer. That's something that we've all as Chelsea fans wanted to see, but there are a few starters there that I feel like a bit of a risk.
Go on, who are you not sure of?
I'm not sold on Delap, if I'm honest. I think sometimes I think quite frequently it seems like he's like looking to fight rather than to get in a position to fight and score, rather than what João Pedro might offer us. I feel like we're a better team with him in it. And also just a lack of Reece James. Like, Reece James is just one of our best players. I know he's had his injuries, but it feels like he's fit and firing at the moment. I don't really see why he wouldn't play, despite, Achimpong's a really good player, but you need your captain on the pitch, I think.
And with Chelsea, a lot gets made about above and kind of the recruitment structure of the last couple of years, which, correct me if I'm wrong, it feels like it's signing lots of young players who could go on and become better players. You could then go on and sell for lots more money, as opposed to sort of bringing in ready-made players. Is that fair? And if so, does that almost give Enzo Maresca a little bit more kind of leeway, if you like? Because again, I look at this Chelsea team on paper, it's the 4th, 5th best team in the league, whereas he hasn't really been given those tools perhaps to go on and say, yeah, we're a team ready to win the Premier League this season.
Yeah, I think tactically it needs an alteration in terms of our recruitment completely. If you want to get to that next echelon and challenge for titles, you need players that are going to be able to win the league. You're not just trying to grow simultaneously multiple players like we currently are. Obviously, they're bringing in sort of kids every year, and there's a churning of that, and you're not getting that consistency because you're not going to get that. They're all young players. So I do think he's capped in terms of what he can do. Obviously, he's not faultless. I think there are things he needs to work on himself. But he's a young manager. We've kind of gone player and manager very much similar, where he's learning on the job to a degree. So I cut him a lot of slack. A lot of the percentages in terms of blame for why we are the way we are is on the directors and owners in terms of what they're doing. So, yeah, I'm happy with Maresca, but he could definitely do better as well.
Sam, can I ask a question? Because what is to me...
Rule, you can just ask it.
Okay.
We love talking to people on the show.
And
any sort of... Take it away.
Your idea as a Chelsea fan at the moment, like, I've been looking at this project for the last few years and the amount of players they were signing. At one point, they had like 44, 45 players on their books. And I just think that the fact that they're not actually... I'd be so frustrated as a Chelsea fan, I've got to be honest, because I just look at that team at the moment. There's so much talent in it. And you just need a spine. You need a goalkeeper. You probably could do with a striker who can just get you 10, 15, 20 goals a season. Like, they're really hard to come by nowadays, but you just think somebody experienced who can go in there and, like, guarantee you goals. Your midfield is really good, but, like, somebody at centre-back as well, just to really, like, just offer a bit of experience to all of these young players who just seem to be fighting each other for places. How are young players going to be improving themselves without experience to learn off? I think, like, Chelsea have one player on their books who is over 30, and that's Raheem Sterling. They've completely, like, thrown him out. And everybody else there, I just look at the experience in this team and I just think, what's Chelsea's actual ambition here? Is this ever to win titles? Like, is Maresca's...
I'm honestly not sure at this point. In terms of how they operate, like, you're completely capping yourself. In terms of those players, like you said, the only experienced players we have, I don't mind if they're going for young, top players, but it feels like the amount of money they've spent, most fans could have probably had a better stab at getting you closer to winning a title. Like, it's bizarre business in terms of, even in the summer, centre-back seems like something that's very obvious that Chelsea need. They go in for Huijsen, and the rest of the summer, like, yeah, we don't need a centre-back. So what are you in for that player for? Is it just because he's 21, like, or however old he is? Is that what you're in for, rather than that profile? Like you said, we need to build that spine. Colwell getting injured was even a bigger thing, and Maresca was actually calling them out throughout the summer at that point.
But what I also found even more mad about that is that it got to the end of the transfer window. You could quite clearly see that Chelsea needed a defender. And somebody in the boardroom goes, I know what we need. Let's go and sign another winger in Alejandro Garnacho. Or even the Buenanotte signing, wasn't it? Which just felt... when you looked at the balance of the team, Chelsea were crying out for not just a centre-back, but an experienced centre-back to come in and guide your Achepongs, your Fofanas, your Chalobahs.
Yeah, and particularly Fofana, because he's a good player, but he gets his injuries. So, and we're aware of that. It's not some sort of brand new, news that's dropped throughout this season. So it is bizarre, and even to do with, like, loans on deadline days. Jackson's heading outside, and you think Delap can come in, but if you had Jackson and João Pedro, you'd feel a lot more comfortable. Those are good options to have. But instead, we're recalling Mark Guiu, so clearly that wasn't planned. That wasn't part of the plan, was it? So it just seems very bizarre what they do, and it doesn't feel very... They feel like they're 1 year from being 1 year away every single year. Like, it's just about what kind of magic beans can we get sold to make us think we're getting closer.
I think that's a fascinating point, actually, because you mentioned Jackson there, and you can talk about Madueke too. They're players that, cool, they might not have been good enough for where Chelsea really, really want to be and where they've been over the last 10, 15 years. But all you've done is gone back to step one by bringing other players that maybe in 2-3 years do get better than these two. But they were growing into it. Like, Nicholas Jackson had a very clear positive impact on the team. There were negatives, there were drawbacks, but we were talking about it earlier, weren't we? Maybe get an Osimhen then and use Jackson a different way, but to kind of go, not Jackson, but João Pedro and Delap, you're going, you've just kind of started the process again. Cool, Madueke had his flaws. I like him as an Arsenal fan. I've seen more than I expected, but sure, there's a frustrating element to his game. But you've only gone and got Garnacho. He's frustrating.
Yeah.
Gittins, he's frustrating. So you've kind of just stepped sideways. Or maybe just a touch backwards. You might get back to having a player of that quality and you might sell him for 40, 50 again. Because Chelsea do that really, really well. But I don't really know what the end game is.
Is the game about profits or is it about titles?
Well, they sell unbelievably, The selling is unbelievable.
We do sell well, but even then, I think, like, with the Gittins, we paid big money for these players. They're not, it's going to be hard to turn profit on quite a few of them. And it's like you were saying, in terms of Madueke or Jackson, the idea of this supposed project is you buy these young players. Yeah, they don't have experience now, but they get the experience here. They're on their 8-year deals, and eventually you'll get to the point that you can use them. You've given them the experience to the point they've improved a lot, and then they go. So what long-term plan is there if you're bringing in another player to do the same thing and churn that out down the line? I don't know. It's very confusing, to be honest.
Strange.
It must be frustrating because it just feels like the progress is it can be right there if they just make the right signings and get maybe go against their own policy just a little bit just to get that spine of the team. But I just think do they actually want to win titles or just keep Chelsea relevant enough to be getting in the Champions League every year? What is the aim? I can't work it out.
Can I ask you, Tobes, does Maresca, and look, I'm a bit of a casual when it comes to following all his press conferences, if I'm honest. Did he say something?
Why is that, mate? Did you not think to watch some of them in anticipation of having Chelsea Bournemouth on talkSPORT Goals?
I just don't take my job that seriously, if I'm honest.
I love an Enzo Fernandez press conference.
Yeah, I haven't watched them all, if I'm honest. But did he hint at basically kind of being forced to rotate, or am I making that up? Was there something about essentially I need to bring players in and out?
Yeah, so I think it was after the Leeds game. It was either Leeds or Atalanta, but it felt like sort of veiled digs towards directors in terms of I'm doing the rotating because I've been instructed to do the rotating, almost implying like I wouldn't do that if I could, or ideally I'd have better players to do it with,
right?
Which is maybe more of the dig, but it was definitely veiled towards them. It felt very much a moment of I'm not getting the support. When everything's going well at Chelsea, these directors are actually very loud. They like giving themselves a nice pat on the back and saying, look, everyone's questioned our strategy, but look how we're excelling now. And in the second, things go against the fan, there's no accountability there. Yeah. And then it's like, oh, okay, it's all the manager now. Like he's getting this wrong, and there's not an outward support. So I get why he feels that, and also because he's developed a bit of trust with Chelsea fans. That Chelsea fans can see it now. It's not. They like having a manager. In the past, they had Potter and Pochettino. Pochettino kind of spoke out towards the end of his tenure, quite quickly was removed. Sure. Maresca has last season kind of chewed down and said, we're not in the title race, and played down things in that sense. But having accomplished what he did in the summer with Club World Cup, etc., I think he felt, I've earned the right now for you to back me properly. This is what I want a centre back, etc. Didn't get those. So at this point, when things are going against the tide, he's got that willingness to say, it's not all on me. I need some help here.
Chelsea versus Bournemouth then is one of 4 games kicking off at 7:30. Chelsea starts in the evening, 5th in the table against the Bournemouth side, who are in a really, really poor run of form, down 15th in the Premier League table. Burnley, Newcastle, Forest, Everton, West Ham, Brighton, the other game starting at 7:30 as Arsenal, Aston Villa and Man United will start. Is that your phone?
That was my watch.
Your watch? What on earth is your watch doing?
My watch. I don't know why.
Anyhow, talkSPORT Goals coming to you live on talkSPORT's YouTube channel and on your smart TV, taking you through, guiding you through what should be a fun and busy night of football in the Premier League. And a very good evening. This is talkSPORT Goals, brought to you by Final One Standing, which is new from William Hill. It's 18 plus. GambleAware.org. Terms and conditions apply. talkSPORT Goals with you this evening until around 10:15, taking you through what should be a busy and fun night, an important night of Premier League football. 6 games tonight in the Premier League, highlighted by Arsenal versus Aston Villa, which starts at 8:15. I'm your host, Sam Ellard. I've got Scott Saunders, James Bayliss, and Topes with me throughout the course of the evening. Now, some epic boosts to let you know about from our good friends at William Hill. An Arsenal-Aston Villa game. Arsenal to score in the first half was 8-13, now evens. Villa are in the bottom 3 for the first half of away games, but in the second half, they're right near the top, as they showed against Chelsea. So we're getting the epic boost then in the Arsenal-Aston Villa game. Arsenal to score in the first half was 8-13, now it is evens. Elsewhere this evening at 7:30, Burnley versus Newcastle. Newcastle have lost 5 of their last 6 Premier League away games, down in 14th in the table. Burnley just starting to be cut adrift of the teams above them. They're 19th on 12 points, 6 points behind 17th place Nottingham Forest, and with a much worse goal difference. Chelsea versus Bournemouth. Bournemouth are winless in the last 8 Premier League matches against Chelsea. Forest versus Everton, another 7:30 kickoff this evening. West Ham Brighton, mentioned their Burnley being cut adrift. West Ham not doing too much better. They're 18th in the table on 13 points, 5 place off 17th place Nottingham Forest, and again with a much worse goal difference. Then the 2 games at 8:15, Arsenal versus Aston Villa, just 3 points separating the 2 sides in the Premier League. Aston Villa are unbeaten and they lost 2 away league games against Arsenal. And Man United v Wolves is also an 8:15 kickoff. Man United have won 8 of their last 11 Premier League matches against Wolves, who are of course still winless this season in the Premier League. James, let's talk, shall we, about the big game this evening in the Premier League. It's Arsenal versus Aston Villa. Arsenal top on 42 points. City got 40. Villa in third on 39. Of course, earlier this month, Villa beating Arsenal, which we had the great pleasure of watching together, didn't we? In terms of the Arsenal team, the big news really is that Declan Rice, as expected, doesn't start tonight for Arsenal. In fact, he's not even in the squad. Raya in goal, Timber, Saliba, Gabriel reunited, Nkape left back, Zubimende, Odegaard, Mourinho the midfield 3, Saka, Gyökeres, Trossard the front 3. As for Villa, Martinez is Bogard, who comes in at right back for cash suspended, Lindelof, Konza, Dean, Onana, Tielemans the midfield 2, Sancho, Buendia, Rodgers and Watkins the front 4. John McGinn on the bench tonight for Aston Villa.
Rogue.
Yeah. So Buendia is Kamara's replacement, naturally a bit more attack-minded. And then interesting, Sancho will play from the right tonight, Scott, and no John McGinn. And I mean, I know Arsenal have got no Declan Rice, a big blow, but immediately that Villa team just there looks a lot weaker than the team they fielded a couple of nights ago.
You just know what level you're going to get out of John McGinn. You know what commitment you're going to get out of him as well. Like quality level, just like an exemplary pro. And you kind of need it against Arsenal, but I've seen Sancho at United, obviously, for a few years. He's been at Chelsea as well. He flattered to deceive, really. I think everyone has been expecting more out of him. He came on the other day and I thought he was really good. And I think if he was, it's a big show of faith.
It's a big call to drop.
Really big show of faith.
I will maybe try and bring you what Emery says before the game, but I don't know whether, John McGinn, the fact he might have played 90 minutes a couple of nights ago, whether maybe he's not.
But even still, it's Arsenal away,
Yeah.
You think you'd need that nastiness. I feel like Arsenal's games where they struggled this season have kind of been us, well, we were very on it. Sunderland were quite physical. Like the Villa game as well. Like those kind of, John McGinn epitomises that to a T. Like he's someone who is going to wind up opposition. He's a nuisance to play against. It just seems bizarre. Whereas Sancho's a bit less. He's not going to give you that. He'll give you a bit more quality on the balls. Weird one.
Yeah, so Sancho from the right. Buendia plays off Watkins. Rodgers from the left. The Nine and Tielemans in midfield 2. Bogard will go in at right back. I guess, James, in terms of Arsenal, there's some good news that Timber's fit, Saliba and Gabriel reunited, but no Declan Rice in that midfield. How will Arsenal cope without him?
Well,
speeches already, are you?
This is difficult because I like the midfield 3 that's going out. Mourinho, Odegaard, Zubimendi. So it's not like my expectations of the game changed drastically. It's just, as I was saying to you guys off air, it's just so frustrating. It's another game where on the day we're finding out about a big player missing. Again, we'll remove the conversation from my expectations of what we do tonight against Villa. Just purely Saliba before Chelsea. Saliba 2 minutes into the game at Anfield. Saka, it's happened over the last few years where he's missed City at home in games like that. We have it so often where before the night of a big game that morning, something comes out about a player missing for injury, something we didn't expect. Came off after a full 90. Declan Rice looked good at right back, put in a shift there, and now he's not able to start. And if there's kind of You mentioned the physicality of Villa's midfield. Sunderland, Chelsea, Newcastle, certain games like that, you really want Declan Rice. You want him for every game, but this one in particular. So it's a big miss, but I rate the players that are going out there. Marino, Odegaard and Zubimendi. I think Bruges started together, Forest at home started together, Brighton at home started together. I think we won 2 of them 3-0, and I thought we left 4 or 5 goals on the pitch against Brighton. I thought we played brilliantly. We just made it nervy because we didn't put the game to bed. So I think we've got enough firepower there. It's just such a shame to miss.
Was Marino always the obvious choice in that midfield three, or do you think Ezra and Odegaard together in a game like this is too much of a risk? Two attacking midfield players in that three.
You know, I'd love a world in which Eze, Odegaard, Zubimendi works, and they're just popping the ball between them, Barcelona type football. I'd love to see that, but we'd be doing it for the first time. You're then banking on it clicking ahead of Villa's physicality in midfield. Eze hasn't been in great form. Marino at least has slotted in and done well in Declan Rice's absence when he's been called upon. I just think there's too many reasons not to do it.
This is just the 4th Premier League match that Declan Rice has missed for Arsenal since signing. The good news for Arsenal fans, the Gunners are unbeaten in all 3 of those games. Tobes, this Aston Villa team, right now, they're very much in the title race. No one actually really seems to think they're going to win the league this season. Where are you at in terms of what they can do this season, and how impressed have you been with the job that Unai Emery's done?
So impressed. I think in game, what he's done in a lot of these games, it's not like, you know, when City go on one of those runs where they were 15 in a row or whatever, but every game's the same where you're watching this 2-3-0 comfortable City win. These games, it seems like the other team has always got the upper hand on Aston Villa, and Unai Emery has something up his sleeve that he pulls out and completely flips it. That was the case against us completely. It felt like Chelsea were in control of that game. We weren't, quite clearly, because Villa completely turned us on our heads. But I think what Emery's done is incredibly impressive, and there is a reluctance to say they're in the title race because it's Aston Villa. But I think if you said last week, bear in mind they were 10 wins in a row, that they'll go away to Chelsea and away to Arsenal. I think if you said they win both those games, it's time to take them seriously. I think if they were to go away to the Emirates tonight and win, having beat Arsenal early in the month and 3 days before win away at the Bridge, I'd say they're serious. I'd say they're seriously in it.
I almost think it's less. I agree with all that. If they go and beat us tonight, it's a massive statement off the back of beating United and Chelsea. I think even if they draw, but there's something really cohesive about their performance, then people will take them seriously. I think the reason people are holding back is because, without getting, I don't know, what's the word, nerdy about it, let's say, a lot of the underlying data doesn't read great. A lot of the just watching their games, watching the Man United game, I don't know how they won that. United played really well, and United rarely dominate games of football. The game against you guys could have been 2-3-0 down by half time, but you're right, Emery has something up his sleeve. So I think it's not even just like, will these results keep coming? Because Man City could win the title and they didn't win at the Emirates. But it's more, is there something really cohesive about the performance where you go, they were 1-0 down and 2-1 down against West Ham. Sure, they found a way back and that's brilliant. But it's something about the performance that just aren't sitting with people. But then that's because we're judging them by the standard of title winners. Judging them purely by what do people expect of Villa this season? How do their results look? Doing an unbelievable job. Unai Emery's doing an unbelievable job. But we're just putting them in that other category of conversation. Yeah, but to win the league, to beat Pep Guardiola? I mean, I've seen Arsenal over the last few years get to a Champions League semi-final, second place twice. We took City to the final day, and I thought, we are so good. There's so few flaws in our game, and we didn't win it. So I'm sort of on the other side going, I know how good you have to be. And we definitely didn't get over the line.
It can all fall apart in 1 week a lot of times in like April or May, can't it? And like I think with Villa, they've been so good, absolutely so good, and I think they can. I would love them to go and win the league. If it's Arsenal or Manchester City, I would love Villa to go and do it. I just can't see it happening. At some point in the season, I think things will catch up with them. They'll have to choose priorities. Their squad isn't massive, and I think they have to.
There is a part of me that's starting to think, though, that as silly as it sounds, because you watch these games, you think, oh, the other team should have been 1 or 2-0 up. There is an element of, are they just kind of playing possum in games? Yeah, I am starting to think that because it's so consistent that you kind of think there's no way you're planning to play badly in every first half of these games against Brighton, against United, against Chelsea. Like that, it would be a bit too coincidental if every time you're having to flip it and you just happen to start bad. There's an element where I think, are they luring opposition into a bit of, I suppose, sense of security when that's not the case at all? They are going to pounce on them. I don't know.
Do you know what? It's got that big game filter tonight, doesn't it?
It's huge.
I'm excited. I'm excited for Arsenal, Aston Villa. That's to come at 8:15. On talkSPORT Goals, we're with you until around 10:15 this evening, taking you through all 6 games tonight in the Premier League. 4 of those start in a couple of minutes' time. So on talkSPORT Goals, we take one more quick break. Then it's football, and a lot more football. A very good evening. This is talkSPORT Goals, brought to you by Final One Standing, which is new and brilliant from William Hill, 18 plus, gambleaware.org. Terms and conditions apply. By the way, some news on the Final One Standing. You ready for this? £325,000 was won on Sunday. One player took home 200k after picking Brentford and then watching Sunderland fail to win. One player won 50k after picking Fulham. His opponent had Sunderland and Palace, who both failed to win. 5 shared the 20k pot. Another 15 shared the 50k lead. The talkSPORT League, which is 5k, was split between 3. But 7 players, remarkably, are still left in the 500k original and biggest league. They all have Burnley and Wolves left. So essentially, 7 people have either got to pick Burnley and Wolves. And I'm guessing that surely you're picking Burnley tonight, aren't you? A home to Newcastle.
Surely. Well, I mean, depends how much you trust United, but blimey.
Or are you that one person that goes Wolves away and then just hope that tonight
They've got to win at some point. They've got to win at some point.
No, they don't. It's not a guarantee. That's not how football works. So yeah, the Final One Standing is a fantastic initiative and idea, and well done to everyone who has won. I'm your host, Sam Ellard. We got Scott Saunders, James Bayliss, Toby Evenden alongside me live on talkSPORT's YouTube channel and coming to you as well on your smart TVs on talkSPORT Goals. The big game, Arsenal Villa, kicking off at 8:15. United Wolves also at 8:15. 4 games at 7:30, just getting underway right now. Burnley, Newcastle. Newcastle have won their last 7 Premier League matches against Burnley. Burnley remain winless in the last 9 Premier League games. Chelsea v Bournemouth, having lost 3 of their first 5 Premier League home games against Bournemouth. The Chelsea are now unbeaten and they lost 3 against the Cherries at Stamford Bridge. Antoine Semenyo, by the way, who we know has been heavily linked with Man City. Reports say that deal is going to get done sooner rather than later. He starts tonight for Bournemouth. We got Forest versus Everton as well in the Premier League. Everton have won 4 of their last 5 Premier League away games against Nottingham Forest, and it's a big game, isn't it, tonight for West Ham? They're in a wretched run of form, and their form against Brighton isn't much better. West Ham have won none of their 8 Premier League home games against Brighton, drawing 6 and losing 2. Toby, do you worry for West Ham this season? Their form awful and coinciding in the last few weeks with the Leeds and Forest going along okay.
I would be fearful as a West Ham fan. I think when you look at all the teams, including Wolves, I feel like they're the least sort of physical side in the league. Like they're really struggling to cover yards. It feels like when I watch West Ham, they feel slow, sluggish, lethargic, and that just sounds like a recipe for disaster. And when you watch them, it's not a shock as to why they are where they are, and they find themselves. When you look at the likes of Leeds, Sunderland obviously came up this season and miles off it, but Leeds even recently were in and around West Ham's points, and now they're building quite a gap because there's so much more about those sides. There's so much more fight and conviction in what they're doing, and I just feel like West Ham do not have that. They're bereft of ideas.
I mean, there's some talk, James, that, possibly if Nuno doesn't sort this out sooner rather than later, then he could possibly already be, his job could be under pressure. How do you see that?
Yeah, I mean, fine. You can go, you can try another manager, but if the player quality isn't there, this is, Nuno had success bringing Wolves up and then keeping them really solid in the Premier League. Then he did the job at Forest. You're not going to find many with a better CV, and that you maybe trust a little bit more.
And we have our first goal of the evening, and it comes at Turf Moor. Joe Linton is back in the Newcastle team. He's had a tough season, hasn't he? Lots of injuries, but he's given Newcastle the lead away at Burnley. It's the Newcastle team that start the evening even, 14th in the table in a poor run of form, beaten at Old Trafford on Friday evening on Boxing Day. But after just over a minute in the game, Newcastle take the lead at Turf Moor. Joe Linton is the goal scorer, and these were really the sort of games you feel as if Burnley have got to win if they're to stay up. It's a long ball forward, which sees Anthony Gordon find so much space down the left-hand side. He's up against Kyle Walker. He cuts in on his right foot, goes back out on his left foot, puts a good ball into the box. And then Joe Linton, first time left-footed volley, goes across the goalkeeper and beats him. And that's a sumptuous finish.
Wow.
Unbelievable.
Goal,
he's kind of like hooked his left leg around the ball and guided it into the far corner. And it's, literally the side netting on the other side is absolutely fantastic finish. Dubravka had no chance at all. Like, that's up there for goal of the month competition for me. That is unbelievable.
Finish.
What finish?
Especially after the deflection it's taken on the way in to really quickly readjust himself, connect with it so well. Yeah, Joe Linton back with a goal.
Yeah, it's a lovely finish, and Newcastle are off to the perfect start. How do you see that fight for relegation? They mentioned West Ham being struggling. Obviously, we know Wolves are down. I mean, Burnley look, they've got more points than Wolves, but Burnley look weak, don't they?
You know what? Sometimes you're deflated by seeing what others start doing. So cool, Burnley have looked competitive in some games this season, but maybe don't like they've quite got enough. But what will be knocking them is seeing Leeds, who are putting in 3 goals against Liverpool. Great performance at the Etihad, that they narrowly lost that game, beating Chelsea, going to Sunderland and drawing 1-1. So they start to look at the teams around. They're thinking, well, can we drag you into a fight, and seeing that they're picking up points. So yeah. That will be part of the deflation. Burnley, for me, won't have enough to stay up. But to be fair, I think they're more competitive than some others sometimes.
There's an early yellow card at Stamford Bridge for a Chelsea player, Tobes. It's a counter-attack, isn't it?
Who's it for?
Yes,
who bursts forward. That's good timing, isn't it? Truffer bursts forward, doesn't he? And on the counter-attack, Moises Caicedo.
I don't think he
not
touches him. He's booked him for that.
It's like they're cashing in a yellow card.
Yeah, he's barely touched him.
Contact.
Maybe.
He's fabricated.
Early doors, that being a yellow is a bit harsh, but
yeah, but but it's one of those, to be fair. Also, he's lucky that fifth yellow card of the season. Oh, is that the last game? Oh, it's the last game tonight. Yeah. Also, by the way, that's got to be one of the worst shows in football.
wait, so he's out for the next game?
Yeah.
So he's out for Man City on Sunday.
Oh no,
away at City.
And this is game week 19. This is the last game week until it goes to 10.
Yeah, it goes to 10. Oh, no.
Yeah, that's not a great way
It's
to
such
start
a
the
strange
evening.
rule.
I don't understand
Just
it.
make it like if you get 5 and 7 or 5 and 8. Do you know what I mean? Then you're suspended.
5 yellow cards from 19 games doesn't feel like it warrants. That's
It's incredibly harsh, isn't it?
That doesn't feel like it warrants
And that wasn't even a yellow card like, for me.
Okay,
I think
maybe
he
5
makes
and
a bit
10,
of contact with that. You mentioned early in the game. It's one of those. He stops a counter-attack. So I think if it's a foul, you've got to book him there, haven't you? Because Trufford, the left-back, has so much space to run into. But yeah, that's a massive blow, isn't it? And that rule, I'm not having that, by the way.
Which one? What? There's
Yellow card
in
rule.
19.
Brighton should score. They come forward down the left-hand side. It's a really good whip ball
Bournemouth are
on
in.
the left-hand side. And Minter at the back post. Diving header. The ball bounces right in front of him. He meets the diving header, but it goes straight into the hands of Areola, who makes a decent save. And Bournemouth and Stamford Bridge have had a decent start. A lovely ball played through to Evan Nilsson, whose touch wasn't the best, takes him away from goal. And a shot is blocked. And Bournemouth, 5 minutes into that game, win the throw deep in Chelsea's half. And Topes, has it been the best of starts for Chelsea?
Not too eventful, to be honest. There was a cross early doors that we looked to threaten from, but the rest of that has just been, like you said, there was that break. Wicksader's got a yellow.
Chance! Oh, they should score! And they do score! Bournemouth do score at Stamford Bridge. Brooks is the goal scorer. Chelsea 0, Bournemouth 1. From that long throw, a ball comes into the box. Bournemouth win the header. Sanchez makes the save, but just doesn't push it far enough. And it's Brooks from close range who puts the ball into the back of the net. And 6 minutes in, Chelsea 0, Bournemouth 1. And I think from that header, the goalkeeper there, Sanchez, just got to do better, hasn't he, Topes?
I think so, by the looks of it. I mean, it was just a case of, I don't know how, there was no one else on the follow-up.
Long pieces again. Pieces.
Long throw. It's a long throw into the box. Bournemouth win the header at the near post. And then Brooks gets the header onto it.
He's pushed it
and it goes straight at Sanchez. Now, it is from close distance, but he just pushes the ball back into Brooks. And from that, it goes into the back of the net. I actually think Sanchez has had a decent season.
Yeah, he has, yeah.
But I think with that one, you obviously got to punch it anywhere but right back into the body of the other player.
Yeah, they've played direct tennis with each other. It's a terrible goal.
Oh, Newcastle have got a second goal at Turf Moor. Wow. And there's no Nick Voltemada in the team tonight for Newcastle. It's Johan Visser, who's had to wait a long time for a Premier League start and a long time for a moment like this. But Johan Visser, from close range, he couldn't miss, has given Newcastle a 2-goal lead away at Burnley. Back to that game in a second. They're now checking for a possible handball in the game at Stamford Bridge.
What is the handball?
Like, when
he pushes it back
looks
at
like
him.
it's hit his chest.
When Brooks heads it to Sanchez, he punches it back to Brooks. Oh, does this come off the left arm? We're going to have the replay.
It's so close to his body.
But the thing is, the rule is, if it
it's
touches
the goal scorer,
it is the rule.
The biggest joke is, though, if he did that and then the other guy taps it in, it would be fine.
You're so right. You're spot on.
Do you know that,
Does that come off his left arm, or is
It's got to be the direct goal scorer.
Yeah.
You're right. Because if it were the other guy who scored it, they'd give Brooks.
Goal's been given. Goal's been given.
There's a goal. But yeah, that rule just does my head in.
No, but I think it looked like it maybe hit him kind of low.
Yeah, I think that's fine.
Our camera angles didn't do us any favours there.
Messiest goals tonight. I mean, Joe Linton scored. He set the standard, and then we've seen that goal.
Miss a goal. It's like pinball in there.
Just everyone just tripping up on each other. But there you go, back of the net. Wissa gets his first goal.
Was that in Dubravka's hands? Has that been kicked out of his hands by Bruno? I think the goal's been given. It's not a problem, but
yeah, they were appealing, weren't they?
Yeah, that's one of the scruffiest goals of the season you're going to see, isn't it?
Yeah. What a start!
Eventful start though.
Yeah, well,
Those were just saying there was nothing happening in the Chelsea game, and then Bournemouth.
Yeah.
There's a reason, Scott, why this show's called talkSPORT Goals, mate. Because we have goals on talkSPORT Goals, don't we? Right?
Of course we do.
So where we are, 8 minutes gone. Then Bournemouth are leading away at Chelsea by a goal.
West Ham are in.
Burnley 0. Bowen is in, and Bowen scores for West Ham. What a start to the evening! And Jared Bowen gives West Ham the lead. West Ham 1, Brighton 0. Massive game this evening for West Ham, who start the evening inside the bottom 3, 6 points adrift of Nottingham Forest. Jared Bowen, who missed a couple of big chances in the defeat to Fulham on the weekend, gets played through 1-on-1 with the goalkeeper, and through on goal he keeps his composure and slots the ball past the Brighton goalkeeper. Areola has the ball. He plays a long ball forward. Callum Wilson leads in the line. Doesn't get his header on it. Van Heck wins the header. Milner makes a mess of it in midfield, and that's then Enzo Fernandez, is it? Who just plays a lovely through ball forward to Bowen, who gets past Van Heck, and as the goalkeeper comes out, he just, I think it's Paqueta actually, who plays the ball forward to Bowen. As the goalkeeper comes racing out, he just slots the ball into the back of the net. And Scott, I mean, if West Ham, to state the absolute obvious, if West Ham to have any chance of staying up this season, Jared Bowen's going to have to score a lot of goals, isn't he?
Yeah, I think you need a goal threat. Like Leeds have shown it over the last few weeks of scoring a bunch of goals. and Dominic Calvert-Lewin is like in the form of his life since, a few years ago. You need a player like that. Jarrod Bowen, I don't think there's any question about how good he is. I think if West Ham were to go down, he would be probably the first player that's picked off by I think he could play for a top 6 club, couldn't he?
He's brilliant.
Yeah.
He's an absolutely
so good.
brilliant player.
And I think West Ham, they're just in danger of getting cut adrift at the moment. We know we're halfway through the season and a lot of things can change.
Oh, come on, ref.
Ooh.
Penalty?
There was a tricky run there from Esteval. We beat a couple of players. He went down under a challenge. He wanted a penalty. The referee. I tell you what, Evan Nilsson's in here. Evan Nilsson. Oh, he should do better. A long ball gets launched forward. Who was that? They got shrugged off the ball.
Chalobah, was it?
Because Chalobah has got to do better there. Long ball gets launched forward. Evan Nilsson, who isn't the biggest or strongest of centre forwards, shrugs Chalobah off the ball. He's then one-on-one with another Chelsea defender. He cuts it on his left foot, and a shot goes straight into the hands of the goalkeeper. So Esteval wanted a penalty.
It's still going.
Not given. Launch forward. Evan Nilsson misses a good chance. It's all going on here, isn't it?
Yeah, I mean, he's going to not the referee, the assistant referee now, Esteval, because he's feeling it.
Penalty.
Me. I tell you what, he's not only has he gone down.
He's tripped himself up.
I think
It's a hand in the back.
So Semenyo...
You're not getting that.
No, I'm just saying, it's a hand in the back.
Semenyo does get the wrong side of it.
If someone was running through on goal outside of that box, would you give that as a foul?
Do you think that... yeah, but that's not how...
It's different threshold. I get it's different threshold. No, but I'm saying I understand why he went down. I understand why he went down.
I thought that it looked like he almost... I agree with you. My initial reaction was Scott, he tripped himself up a little bit.
Yeah. There's a little bit of contact in there. There is an arm out, but I don't think it's enough to force that kind of a foul. He's tripped over his own legs in the end.
I don't think it's a pen.
I think outside the box you get that.
Maybe you do. Maybe
When you're running at full pace and then someone leans in the back of you, ultimately they haven't won the ball, have they?
I mean, they are checking it.
I can see why they're checking it. I genuinely can't. I
think it's not one of those that, for me, it's not one of those you overturn.
I agree with that.
I don't think.
I actually agree with that.
Oh, he is.
He's going to overturn it.
It's a hand in the back. It's disgusting play. It really is.
Just remember.
I'm not sure.
No, look, is it?
By the way,
is it like? Yeah.
How great is it? That's what you want from your right winger, isn't it? That sort
fantastic,
of play.
fantastic.
Quick directness, going in and out of a couple of
getting
players.
in the box, getting
Honestly,
touches in the box, because that's where the danger happens.
I can see why they're looking at this. And some people say it's really soft. When you're running full pace, the defending player comes into your body but doesn't actually win the ball. He's basically just... There's a grab of the arm, and there's a little grab of the arm.
There's no attempt to play the ball.
I think it's the right foot, the right knee. Sorry,
Yep.
catch in the back, and I missed that first time around. So
Yeah.
to Esteval because I thought it was just a little nudge and he goes down. But I think it's the right knee goes into the back of Esteval's left leg, isn't it?
Yeah,
The
that's
joys
a
of
pen for me.
VAR, getting all the right decisions in the end.
That's a pen for me.
Yeah.
I think that is a penalty for me. Yep.
Yeah.
I'm
That's
wrong.
big though for him. He's not been starting the last few weeks, and obviously like Neto and Garnacho.
Is that a case of just, you think, because he's a young player coming into a league, you're trying to manage his minutes and manage the expectation around him?
Kind of, but I don't think you've got Hazard and Robben ahead of him. I think you can give him full license to start.
Who?
We haven't exactly got Hazard and Robben on the wing.
That's like,
What are
you going on about, mate?
We don't have the
They're out for tonight.
I know I had a few beers on Boxing Day and Christmas Day, but I didn't think I'd have gone back 10 years.
No, I'd be watching very different wingers there. But yeah, I think you could play him a lot more because the ability that boy shows whenever he plays is astronomical in terms of what his ceiling could be and what he could turn into. So I'd much rather play him than the options we currently have.
You know Kwaku Afari?
Yes.
Kwaku Afari has this penalty given, by the way, confirmation. Also, Antoine Semenyo, it was who gave away the penalty. Could be one of his last.
Eyes are wandering.
So you're saying earlier that a possibility that Antoine Semenyo could be playing against Chelsea tonight for Bournemouth
And Sunday.
Against Chelsea on Sunday.
Yeah, if that City move's done, he's more than eligible rather to play, I think, on Sunday.
Yeah. Who takes the penalty? Enzo Fernandez still on pen duty?
I think it'll be Cole Palmer.
Oh, of course, Palmer's back. Yeah. Overall, though, do we think that the VAR has come to the right decision there?
It depends how much you want to re-referee the game.
Yeah.
Like, look, in the law,
Scott, is it a penalty or not? That's
on
what we need to answer.
replay. It is.
Okay, so yes.
It is. Yeah.
But I think you ask a good question though there, because I've seen others that I've thought, the referees, the experts come out and say after, well, they're never going to re-referee. It's got to be really clear and obvious. I don't know if it's.
I think the right knee going to the back of his leg when running. I didn't see that at first. At first, I just saw kind of the nudge and thought that's not a pen, but I missed the right knee. It is going to be Cole Palmer, by the way, up against
I agree it's
Petrovic.
a pen. I agree it's a pen.
Back at
Ex-Chelsea, yeah.
Palmer v Petrovic. Well, just wait. Honestly, whenever you're ready, referee, they love to drag these things out.
Former Chelsea goalkeeper.
Yeah. Palmer v Petrovic.
He could do with this.
What are they waiting for? I mean, seriously. It's Palmer! Oh, it's a really good penalty.
Come on.
Goalkeeper goes the right way, but it's right in the bottom right corner, hit with good pace. I like those penalties. Bottom corner, hit it with enough pace. Keeper's not saving it. And Tobes, that's the perfect way for Chelsea to bounce back.
Yeah, very relieved. And it's Estevao that's got us back into that game. Like you said, he's on his own on that right. And he's completely weaved between the two defenders and earned that penalty. Like, it's a big moment for us, and we needed that. And Maresca certainly needed that because pressure's on tonight. We do need a win.
So we've got goals in 3 of our 4 7:30 games then. Chelsea 1, Bournemouth 1. Burnley 0, Newcastle 2. Newcastle off to a really good start there. Nottingham Forest 0, Everton 0 was the only game that's goalless in our early games.
West Ham chance.
Oh, just gone wide. What a massive opportunity that was. That's the young midfielder, isn't it? Scholes who comes forward there. And he has a
Great
shot
feet.
from just outside the box, doesn't he, Scott? That just goes wide. And that's a big opportunity.
Dribbles inside and just puts his shot just wide of the post with his left foot. Like, oh, it is very close. Did the keeper get a touch on that? I don't know. But like West Ham looking dangerous at the moment. They're ahead in the game. Brighton, flattering to deceive a little bit. This is one of those games where if West Ham can get 3 points here tonight, it can change the complexity of the season.
These are the sort of games Scott, they want to win, aren't they?
Yeah.
These home games. The next game after this, by the way, Wolves away. So possibly could be a really big 4 days for them in their bid to try and get some sort of momentum.
West Ham fans will tell you that I guarantee, like I'm saying tonight, West Ham fans will guarantee you that West Ham will be the first team to see to let Wolves win a game this season. It's just what West Ham do.
Wolves have beat them in the cup as well this season. In the Carabao Cup, really early on in the season, but still,
But they need this.
And they started off really, really well. West Ham, Brighton are one of those really consistent teams, aren't they? Where you can have weeks where they look really, really good. Evan Nilsson with a header. It's a really good, entertaining game at Stamford Bridge. A free kick whipped in from the left-hand side. It found Evan Nilsson at the back stick, whose header goes into the turf and was saved by Sanchez. And that remains Chelsea 1, Bournemouth 1.
So if Evan Nilsson had scored before that pen was given, they go 2-0 up. They're ruling out the goal. They're returning it, giving the pen.
Yeah.
That would have been drama.
You think you're 2-0 up, and then 2 minutes later it's 1-1.
That's
one of the only advertisements for VAR where I feel a bit more in support of it. Like, the drama of that is almost too much.
I'll never forget United scoring a penalty after full time.
Oh, that's the Brighton game away in COVID, wasn't
I'll never forget that. I remember goal notification. Well, 2-2, all right. I'm quite happy with that. Goal, 3-2 Man United. What? Yeah,
that was really early days, wasn't it? VAR as well. Which
I just think, like, are we going to talk about VAR again? I don't know, but I just hope that they would improve it to a point where it would be better than it is currently.
I think this season's been better.
Yeah, I think so. Semi-automated offsides as well, I think, do help. But it's just open to interpretation. Like, I suppose with that penalty that Chelsea have just had, like, that is it in good use. Like, I didn't think that was a penalty. Looking at it in real time, it is a foul. It's blatantly a foul. It is.
I agree.
I think the offsides that's the one area I think it has been a big improvement. I mean,
Bournemouth again.
Bournemouth are in here. David Brooks 1-1 with the goalkeeper. Oh, he has to do better. How open are Chelsea?
So open
Brooks
at the back.
gets played in down the right-hand
Goal,
side.
Everton.
He's 1-1 with the goalkeeper, and he shoots straight into the goal. He shoots straight towards the goalkeeper, and Everton take the lead away at Nottingham Forest. There's an Everton team, a bit of a makeshift Everton team this evening. There's no Illiman and Dye. Dewsbury Hall's injured. Jack Grealish fit enough only to be on the bench, and James Garner has put Everton in front away at Nottingham Forest. Forest 0, Everton 1. Comes down the right-hand side. Dwight McNeil plays a lovely, lovely through ball into James Garner, and he's got a first-time swivel finish. He's probably got too much time and space to get that shot away. But it's a really nice ball from McNeil and a really nice finish. And Everton are leading 1-0 Nottingham Forest. Have Man United been linked with James Garner?
They have this week. They
came
have.
through the academy, right?
Obviously, we know that United are after midfielders. They need upgrades in midfield, and he's obviously a United academy product. He's been at Everton a couple of years now. I don't think he's out of contract for a couple of years. So I don't know. I think United, they need depth in midfield, but they need like starting quality players who are going to come in there. Like good squad player, I don't know. Not for me at the moment. Higher priorities, but good player in his own right. Got to be fair.
Do you think United will do business this summer in January?
Well, they were in the race for Semenyo, weren't they? He's obviously chosen Manchester City now. I think that was a market opportunity that like a lot of clubs should have been in at. The price point made a lot of sense. This Chelsea-Bournemouth game is absolute chaos.
And it's all coming down where Cucurella's side would be. It just shows you like what a big miss he is for us. Yeah, he got injured in the Villa game, and Gusto is just not handling that left side whatsoever, it feels like.
Also, it feels like I might be reading too much into this, but Caicedo's made a bit of a shaky start.
Yeah, he has
had the ball away, and then wasn't there another foul?
There was in the cross that Bournemouth just put into the box. It like it wasn't a second yellow, but you're dicing with danger. You know, it could have been something.
Delap, on the other hand, has made a really bright start.
Yeah.
First thing he did in the game, a minute in, was hold up the ball.
And
well.
he's just
That's a good
go on.
cutback.
Garnacho!
Oh, what's he doing?
His hold up's been good. Delap's looking quite lively.
He looked far more assured of himself. It feels like in this game. Probably maybe the start has given him a little bit of a boost in that regard, rather than coming into a frantic game as a substitute, trying to impact it a bit too much. Maybe he feels a bit more at home in the start, but
that's a good run.
It is, but it feels like a very, very open game, which is always nerve-wracking.
That there from Garnacho, though, was a bizarre choice. He was a couple of yards out. You thought he could have got a shot away, but he tried to be too clever, didn't he, and pull the ball back?
Yeah, his decision-making's raw at the best of times, to be honest, with Garnacho. You don't really...
That's putting it nicely.
Yeah, he's an interesting player to watch in that sense.
So just like, you obviously you've had some injuries, haven't you, here at Chelsea? Garnacho's got the ball left-hand side. He goes into the box, cuts inside, and again there. That I don't want to be too harsh on him, but that feels like a Garnacho problem where he goes one-on-one with the defender in a really good position, and just that final decision-making maybe isn't where it should be for a player that, spent a lot of years at Man United and then now is playing in a Champions League team. Yeah,
I feel like he's one of these wingers, weirdly, that he's not watching what defenders are doing and determining where he's going to go with it or whatever. He just sort of puts his head down. This is what I'm doing. I'm going to cut in and shoot, or I'm going to cut in and cut it back without actually being aware of what's going on around him. It's a bit bizarre in that sense.
There was a good moment in the game between Nottingham Forest and Everton where Anthony Gordon was up against chance for West Ham. Oh, that's really poor. Callum Wilson got through down the right-hand side. He had a lot of space to try and pick out Jarrod Bowen inside the box, but his pass was really, really poor. And Brighton managed to clear. West Ham 1, Brighton 0. Chelsea 1, Bournemouth 1. Newcastle 2 up away at Burnley. Nottingham Forest 0. Everton 1. You're listening and watching to talkSPORT Goals with William Hill live on talkSPORT's YouTube channel and coming to you as well on your smart TVs. 4 games starting at 7:30. Then at 8:15, Man United versus Wolves. And the big game this evening, Arsenal versus Aston Villa, in what should be a thrilling game at the top of the Premier League. I saw Anthony Gordon Scott going one-on-one with Kyle Walker. Oh, Burnley had a shot there. That's a shot from about 25 yards out, which just goes wide of the post. Still Burnley 0, Newcastle 2. Gordon knocked it past Kyle Walker. And to to Kyle Walker, he managed to keep up with Anthony Gordon and win the ball back. And I thought maybe at some point your pace goes, but Kyle Walker still got it.
It's unbelievable, really. Like, I was surprised he took the Burnley move in the first place. I've got to be honest. Like, you know what you're in for, but he seems to...
That's brilliant.
Yeah, what a goal! Enzo Fernandez.
Yeah, Chelsea 2, Bournemouth 1. Enzo Fernandez with a lovely finish just outside the box into the roof of the net. This game could finish anything, couldn't it?
Honestly, it is end-to-end, and we are looking more fluid going forward. There's a lovely bit of... there was a 1-2 between Estevan and Palmer, and I think Palmer played out to Garnacho, cut it back for Enzo, but the finish was emphatic. I mean, Petrovic didn't even see it, but he's put it as postage stamp as you could get. It was phenomenal.
This is a ferocious pace in this Chelsea-Bournemouth game.
Yeah.
Is it Bournemouth? Because I watched Bournemouth and United have an absolute cracker a few weeks ago.
Maybe, yeah.
The problem is, the highlight goes back 10 seconds before. You see Palmer, Caicedo and someone else, I think, work they work it really, really well. They're under pressure. Bournemouth players around and they just find a way to open the game up like that. Garnacho does well there, but look at that touch from Enzo.
It was a lovely little feint he left.
Yeah.
Because he actually waits on that shot and lets the defender go past him before he puts it in the top corner.
It's a brilliant finish. Chelsea have looked really, really bright, responded well after a difficult first 10 minutes.
That's a lovely finish, by the way. And also, I gave Garnacho, fair to Garnacho, he picked the right pass out there, didn't he?
Yeah.
And then that from Enzo Fernandez to let the ball run across him and whip it top bins is absolutely fantastic. When you look at this... Burnley have scored!
What a goal.
Burnley 1, Newcastle 2.
What a finish.
This is...
What's going on?
I'm exhausted.
When we call this talkSPORT Goals, I promise you people, we mean it is talkSPORT Goals. Burnley 1, Newcastle 2. Is that Lauren? It's a wonderful, wonderful right-footed volley past Nick Pope, back in the team today for Newcastle. And Burnley have actually responded pretty well since going 2 goals down. Well and truly back in this game. Kyle Walker with a throw into the box. Newcastle can't clear their lines. It gets worked out to the edge of the box. A shot comes in, it bounces off a Burnley player, and then a crossfield ball goes towards the back post. And then Lauren just comes onto it and hits the ball in the back of the net. But it's a flick
will he be offside?
Will he be offside? Is he just offside?
Yeah,
it's one of those close ones where you're looking at like back leg versus shoulder, I think.
It's a shame because it's such a good finish.
I know.
Lovely finish. But this one's going to take a minute or two. I think it's going to be one of those.
I think when that ball gets worked back into the box and Breuer wins the header and flicks it onto the right winger, I think Breuer was in an offside position.
I think so.
I think so too.
And it's a shame because the lovely finish, isn't it, from the from Laurent. He just runs onto it, first time volley into the back of the net. But yeah, my concern was that Breuer straight into an offside position.
I think he is. Should we just say that goals that are really good, we just ignore Vieira?
Yeah,
Yeah.
just let them slide.
Why not? That's a great goal. We want a good game. Let's just let it slide.
Yeah.
But I think he's off, which is just frustrating. That's the drawback of it. I mean, as in, it's the positive. It's getting to get the right decision. But we're like, oh, okay. It does make it hard to celebrate goals sometimes, but you want the right decision, and they're going to get this here, I think. Let's have a look.
Yes.
Lines up the shot. It's blocked. So then he puts
Is
it
it
back
just
in.
an arm off, or is it? It could be just his back leg might be just the arm off, maybe.
About the
You're
shirt.
right.
Like, where does it go to? It's the shirt sleeve, isn't it? The end of the shirt sleeve.
Is it Fabian
Or
Schär?
shoulder, or
It could be. Oh,
has he given it?
Goal's been given.
Goal's given.
Fair play.
Because
You know what?
they do sometimes have
spots,
those weird
Scott.
angles. Though, where it's like a
Semi-automated
back leg
offsides.
or-
No, for me, that looked like he was shooting in offside position. And it was a good goal. Or maybe they
Lovely goal.
Maybe they basically disagree with you, James.
Yeah, why not?
Bournemouth! Oh, goodness me. Bournemouth
Did that
won
look
the
closer
free
than
kick
that
short
was?
to the edge of the box. Where David Brooks has a shot. It takes a deflection, comes back to Tavernier, whose first time shot goes just over the bar, and he connects with it well. It dips.
Yeah, I don't think Sanchez saw it.
So it's well and truly all happening then. So we've got Burnley 1, Newcastle 2 at Turf Moor. Burnley in a really, really poor run of form, well and truly in the bottom three, losing winless in their last 9 Premier League games. Went 2-0 down at home to Newcastle, but that Laurent volley gets themselves back into the game. Chelsea 1-0 down at home to Bournemouth, now find themselves 2-1 up. Bournemouth done winless in their last 8 Premier League matches against Chelsea. Everton leading away at Nottingham Forest by a goal to nil. James Garner with a lovely finish from a good Dwight McNeil ball. This is the second time that Everton have faced. Oh, by the way, this is another thing, isn't it, that Unai Emery was talking about, wasn't he? About the fixtures being played again before you play the 19th team in the Premier League. That feels a little bit utter nonsense, doesn't it, right?
Yeah, yeah.
I don't know. You
agreed.
just play 19 matches and then all just move on, right?
Bournemouth have equalised.
What is going on?
Long throw again.
Oh my God.
Antoine Semenyo. I mean, that's another weapon City have added now.
Yeah.
They've gone and thought, you know what?
Who'd have thought Pep would get long throws coming involved?
Hey, Pep's changing. Everyone's changing.
He's moving with the times, Pep is, to be fair.
Arteta's reinventing football. Look at that.
Are we going to get another 4-4 maybe, like we did at Old Trafford a couple of weeks ago with Bournemouth?
Might beat that. It's like not even 30 minutes in, it's 2-2. Unbelievable. And but the amount of shots Bournemouth have had so far, I think they've had at least 10. Like, long throw from Semenyo
my
is
word.
dangerous,
Another flick,
flicked
but
on,
why
back
is it
post.
It's flicked on by Chalobah.
What? And why is he on his
The
own?
Semenyo ball comes into the box. Chalobah with a really good flick on.
it's
And then
so bad.
Kluivert just peels off everybody at the back post. Sanchez dives to try and stop it. Hey, he tried, didn't he? And then Kluivert just times his run to perfection and puts the ball in the back of the net. So Chelsea 2, Bournemouth 2. And, I mean, Tobes, this game could be absolutely anything, couldn't it?
Yeah, I mean, we're on course for a 6-6, it looks like at the moment. Maybe 7-6, maybe we'll sneak it. But I don't know what's going on. These long throws, I mean, obviously set piece. We conceded a corner at the end against Aston Villa at the weekend. But to go and let in from 2 long throws, let alone setting them up with Chalobah heading it on, is like just a mess, to be honest.
They're
Both
hard to
goals have
defend,
been...
aren't they? You need like
They are.
absolute giants at the front.
The Coyote one is almost, I mean, that's
I know.
almost
Yeah.
Rory Delap kind of level of, like...
We've got his son, and we don't use them.
Have you tested that?
No one's tested.
I think it's
I mean,
worth
surely
asking
Rory
him.
Delap has told Liam
in the
Delap
jeans.
how to long throw. Like, surely.
Yeah.
He must have it in the locker.
Liam, just give us one throw. Let's just see.
Well, the worst thing is he's probably the most ideal player within our squad to be on the end of one of his throws.
Yeah, it's true.
Like, we don't have a very big squad.
It's a great cross from Esteval there. You've come straight back the other end and won a corner. I mean,
No, going forward, we look great. Defensively, quite the opposite.
It is a Chelsea corner, though. 28 minutes gone at Stamford Bridge. Chelsea 2, Bournemouth 2. Enzo Fernandez is going to whip in an in-swinging course. This is an interesting setup, isn't it? Oh, Johan Vista just missed such a good chance.
and Forest.
There was a corner or long throw that comes to the back post, and he's so close to goal. He's a couple of yards out. It's a corner, and he's completely unmarked to the back post. Literally, no one is on him. He's practically on the
Wow,
goal
that's
line, Johan
a miss.
Vista.
What a
Yeah.
miss.
And his header.
Have you done that?
No one's on him.
Oh, how's he missed that?
He's not even hit the side netting. That's not even like a...
Also, like Burnley, that is some of the most. I know he's small, Johan Vista.
Oh.
Yeah, he's got
That is
that all wrong.
absolutely appalling marking, isn't it?
Right.
Completely unmarked at the back post, and they've got away with one there, Burnley. So it remains Burnley 1, Newcastle 2. I'm not sure where to go next, Scott.
Mate, there's absolute chaos. Absolute chaos at the moment. Like, this Bournemouth-Chelsea game is enough on its own.
I know. We have hard jobs, don't we?
Talking about goals going in football, unbelievable.
Yeah, I can't wait for Arsenal nil. Arsenal nil. Arsenal nil.
I'll be sat here absolutely losing it when we put on a stink fest.
Would you take a point?
No.
No, you wouldn't.
No.
You're a good team, Villa.
No. I know.
11 games, mate.
I
Take a point.
Come on, you all caught my pain on camera when that Buendia goal came in. I'm here for revenge. Please, Arsenal, please show up.
Have you been waiting for this day?
Absolutely. I haven't left my house. Didn't have a Christmas day. I was just waiting for this. I got the message from Jamie. I went, yes.
Yeah.
Never reply quicker in my life.
Yeah. Just rewatch.
Here come Bournemouth again.
Yeah.
It's unbelievable. You know what? It's just Bournemouth. We've got to give them credit. They are the league's entertainers. Let's just say it as it is.
It's just who they are, isn't it?
It's just who we are, mate.
But is there? I mean, there's Ariola's been linked, hasn't he, a lot with your lot, hasn't he? I mean, their form has completely fallen off, and they start the afternoon, the evening, 14th in the Premier League table. Why do you think there's been that dip with Bournemouth?
Yeah, it's so difficult. I've watched interviews with Semenyo. Like, he's obviously moving to City now, and Pep has always demanded a lot of his players. Like, Semenyo's answer, what does Iraola want? He just says, just run. All I want you to do is just run. They're one of the fittest teams in the league, but it's such a difficult intensity of match, like, to keep up at all times, and running into like games now where you're playing a game every 3 days. It's just end-to-end stuff at Chelsea's shot from Gusto. It must be difficult to maintain that intensity and pace, you know? Penalty at West Danny Welbeck.
There is a penalty at the London Stadium. West Ham 1, Brighton 0. And it is a penalty to Brighton after 31 minutes. Danny Welbeck has got the ball in his hands, and it looks like he back in the team. He didn't start, did he, Arsenal on Saturday?
No,
I thought the Brighton team, by the way, on Saturday was bizarre. No Danny Welbeck. Minter on the bench. Obviously, Matoma's out injured, isn't he? So they're kind of three best attacking players, all unavailable. But West Ham have actually played really well in the opening half an hour. They're going to need their goalkeeper, Alphonse Areola, to get them out of jail here. Danny Welbeck has got the ball on the spot. 31 minutes gone. He steps up and he sends the goalkeeper the wrong way. The goalkeeper goes to his left-hand side. Danny Welbeck sends him the wrong way. And it's West Ham 1, Brighton 1. As once again, Chelsea come forward at Stamford Bridge. Ball into Liam Delap. Does well to hold it up. Gives out to Garnacho. Left-hand side comes inside the box. He cuts in field. Back to Delap, who's shot and is blocked. And looks like Bournemouth are not going to clear. Because Estefan wins it back, but Truffer, the left-back, makes a really, really good challenge. And now Bournemouth, they're not going to try and clear it. They're probably going to try and start a counter-attack, aren't they? And move their way forward.
And that's exactly what they're doing.
At the London Stadium, there was a scramble in the West Ham penalty area as Kilman slides and wipes out Minter. Brighton play on and Welbeck spoons a shot over the bar, but the referee then blows his whistle for a Brighton penalty. So it was Kilman who gave the penalty away, and Danny Welbeck steps up and puts the ball in the back of the net. West Ham 1, Brighton 1. And in a bit like Bournemouth, Brighton are another one of those teams, very, very inconsistent this season.
Yeah, look, it's difficult because we're seeing even like really big teams. Brighton stretching West Ham out now. We're seeing big teams like struggle with this consistency element, and the league table can change and the narratives can change so quick. Brighton on top at the moment.
He's a great player, Minter, by the way.
Yeah. Picked him up from Newcastle, didn't they?
Yeah, and that was part of that kind of time where there were those 3 or 4
FFP
clubs
dramas.
Just doing, Anderson went to Newcastle, Minter went.
They've lost 2 really top players there, haven't they? Through homegrown profit,
Who's
really.
that?
Newcastle.
And Anderson
and Minter.
Yeah. And to be fair, even probably everyone at Newcastle probably didn't think they would go on.
Yeah.
And no one thought Elliot Anderson would be playing for England, I don't think, a year later. And yeah, Minter's taking his game to a complete different level as well.
Yeah, it's just, look, it's incredibly difficult to... Look, Aston Villa have shown over the last few weeks. Like,
do you know what?
Every time I talk, Chelsea do something.
Is there any point in anyone speaking to Because every time we try and speak. This time, Newcastle, they've got a free kick. Anthony Gordon, it comes out to Tior. It gets cleared. The Bournemouth chance, a cross on the left-hand side, whipped in with pace. Looked like a Bournemouth player was going to get on the end of it, but Chelsea in the end do it again. This time Brooks now got the ball on the right-hand side, on the overlap. Oh, how has he not pulled the ball across? Have a look at this, by the way.
Oh, my God. Unbelievable.
This defender.
Is that... Who's that that gets played? Is it Jimenez who gets played down the right-hand side? And he, from a tight angle, tries to shoot and be the goalkeeper at the near post. But Evan Nilsson is completely unmarked in the middle of the box. They're now showing the replay when Truffer whips a dangerous ball in across the face of goal. Evan Nilsson makes the run towards the near post, can't get his head on it, and Sanchez pulls it away. But if we see a replay of that one that happens after, Jimenez makes a good run. He's got Evan Nilsson in the box, put the ball back across. He tries to beat the goalkeeper at the near post. It's really, really selfish play.
The running from Bournemouth is relentless. It is absolutely. But I mean, Chelsea are doing their best to match it. But what are we looking at here?
Do you know what? Honestly,
Decision.
Brighton have got another penalty at the London Stadium. West Ham 1, Brighton 1. There's only a couple of minutes to go. The Brighton equalised from the penalty spot, and now Brighton have got another penalty. Danny Welbeck has got the. Danny Welbeck's got the. Whose idea was to put 6 games on at the same time?
I don't want Arsenal to kick off yet.
There's going to be a period, by the way, when Arsenal's second half starts, and there's going to be 6 games all on at the same time, by the way.
Yeah.
Welcome to talkSPORT Goals, Tobes. You know, earn your money tonight, by the way, boy. This isn't some sort of watch along in your bedroom. This is the big time, isn't it? Bill knows it. Danny Welbeck, though, has got the ball on the spot to give Brighton the lead. Will it be 2 penalties scored in the space of a couple of minutes?
Danny, you can't do that, Danny.
He's Penenka.
Cannot
He's
do
Penenka
that.
and hit the bar. Why would he do
Why
that?
is he doing that?
Danny, I tell you what, the goalkeeper's saying, what are you doing here? They're all squaring up to each other. I think Areola might think he's taking the mick there.
Well, he was.
Well, sure.
A little bit.
No, I think he's playing peacemaker.
I think Areola squared up to him. Areola dived to his right. Welbeck Penenkas. It comes off the bar back to Welbeck, who then can't sort his feet out. I mean, you can Penenka, can't you? You can score a penalty via Penenka. I don't know.
And not only that, he's kind of suffered the embarrassment of it hitting the bar anyway. Like, if you've won that one, and it's big for West Ham though, because that would have been some dagger to take back-to-back penalties.
Danny Welbeck what's happening? I'm not sure we need this melee, do we, for a Penenka? I mean, it's I don't know.
I love it though. Like I love drama like this. It's just so good. It's just
Chelsea coming forward at Esteval now. He's got Palmer to his right hand side. Cole Palmer. He cuts in on his left foot to the back post. He just slowed down there, and he tried to just stand the ball up to the back post. He goes over everyone, and the Danny Welbeck. Yeah, that Penenka doesn't look good, does it?
No. So,
And then look, Areola.
Yeah, Zariola, you're right. Giving him a few.
Yeah.
That's fine margins of a Penenka though. It's like either you do look genius. That's just
Dan did it in a World Cup final and hit the underside of the bar.
Either you look really cool, or you look like an absolute idiot. I mean, I don't know.
it was Fernandez rather than the keeper.
Sorry, Fernandez it was, yeah. I mean, then Areola's there, isn't he? Like, I'm not being funny. I think West Ham have got, slightly bigger things to worry about, don't they? And they start taking these things personally, right?
This is a complete miscommunication. Areola went straight to Welbeck, but there was no reaction. Fernandez ran over but pulled Areola away because he bumped into Welbeck. Welbeck thought he was
right.
on him.
Okay.
It's all a bit. It's a load of
handbags, isn't it?
The penalty was given. Lucas Paqueta wrestled Lewis Dunk to the ground as a corner crossed into the box. Brighton getting their second penalty in 3 minutes, and Danny Welbeck then Penenkas that onto the bar as Johan Visser has a shot from close distance which just goes over the bar. Do you want to try and make a point, Scott, about something?
Nottingham Forest.
When you do, something happens, so please do it.
Nottingham Forest are letting the team down at the moment. They're the only team that we're watching at the moment that hasn't scored a goal in all of these matches. Nottingham Forest need to get on it. But look, this is Premier League at its best, isn't it? This is absolutely brilliant.
Yeah, we've got a little bit of everything. We've got a Penenka, we've got a 4-goal thriller at Stamford Bridge. West Ham have scored a goal. I mean, it's all happening tonight, isn't it, really, on talkSPORT Goals. There's a light show at the Emirates Stadium. Are you a fan of these light shows, James?
Come on.
Yeah, I am. When it's more than just like a flag with a cannon on it, like for PSG, I'm a fan. Well, the light show for Bayern and the Tifo for Tottenham, that was great. And this is a big night. I'm glad they're doing something for it. They should. This is a feel the other way around. We're at Villa Park, they'd be doing it too. So I'm a fan of it. Just do it well.
I wonder if Nottingham Forest can find an equaliser before half-time. Murray Hutchinson has been really, really impressive since coming back into the Forest team. Newcastle are in. That's a really good save by Martin Dubravka. Harvey Barnes got played down the right-hand side. Dubravka came a long way, but to be fair to him, he saved well. And then Harvey Barnes pulls the ball back to Bruno Guimaraes, who runs onto the ball just outside the box, tries to whip it across the goalkeeper, and it just goes wide. So Arsenal, Aston Villa, Man United, Wolves about to get underway. Bournemouth have got another long throw. They equalise via this long throw. Antoine Semenyo most likely playing his last game for Bournemouth.
Post again.
Yeah. Long ball into the box. It comes out to Truffer, who shoots into the box, but Cole Palmer manages to clear, and it's going to go all the way back to Bournemouth, who have got time now to try and work out their next attacks. We're approaching half-time then in our 7:30 games. West Ham 1, Brighton 1, Chelsea 2, Bournemouth 2. Newcastle are 2-0 away at Burnley, and Everton are winning at Nottingham Forest. Tobes, what can Enzo Maresca do in their second half to try and gain control in this game of football?
I think he needs to tell them to just wake up on the long throws, to be honest. And certainly maybe give him a bit of help down that left side. I think Gusto's been quite struggling. Get Reece James on, who's a bit more experienced and feels a lot more solid and controlled in how he defends. I think that would probably be the best approach he could go. Because from a going forward point of view, I haven't been unhappy. This has been a good performance in that sense.
I agree. I think Chelsea actually just need to... It's a Stamford Bridge, right? This is what Bournemouth want, a really open game, end-to-end. Chelsea actually need to just get your foot on the ball and just play almost donut football for about 5-10 minutes around their goal. I love this. You know, just like almost passing it around the middle. Yeah. Like, you know, just going wide, then recycling it back to the centre, then going wide again. This all looks great. This all looks brilliant and looks really exciting. You might score, but Bournemouth will take a couple passes and they're in.
How is that nearly a 1v1 again?
It's just so end-to-end. Just get your foot on the ball. I know you might...
They're one good pass from being on the counter-attack or one-on-one, aren't they?
They just need to get their foot on the ball and force Bournemouth back a little bit. This looks great. You might score now, but I think you need to just get control of the game. Look, it's way too end-to-end. You've got the quality to go win the game without it being so end-to-end.
Where?
Yeah, it's Burnley, Newcastle.
Yeah, it's a fair question.
In the Burnley... Keep up, Scott. I need help here. Burnley just had a shot which was cleared off the line and beat the goalkeeper, Nick Pope. I think that was Hartman who had the shot, and it was Fabian Schär who did really, really well to read what was about to happen, got himself on the line and cleared off the line. So that remains Burnley 1, Newcastle 2. I'll tell you what, guys, we enjoy a half-time cup of tea here. Chelsea 2, Bournemouth 2, Burnley 1, Newcastle 2, Forest 0, Everton 1. We haven't spoke in great details, Scott, we'll do it maybe when the game gets going, of Man United, but I guess really the big kind of takeaway from obviously the game on Friday night was the change of formation, and yet this Patrick Dorgu right wing role, which is just different, but hey, it worked, didn't it, on Friday night?
Hey, yeah, I think, look, he played there at Lecce a fair bit, and he's played there across a lot of his career. I think he's played at left back, at left wing, at right back at points as well, but maybe not so much, and at right wing as well. I think when he was at Lecce before United signed him, he was playing there a lot. So I'm surprised it's taken this long. Look, United have a lot of options in that department. If they were going to keep playing this back 3, back 5 with Ahmad out and like Dalot being there, like I just thought maybe if you want a left footer down that right side, Amarim's talked about it a lot, that Dorgu getting in that position, I think it might have been.
Sorry,
who's in my
that side is so consistent.
Oh my God.
David Brooks, once again, David Brooks has had about
He's had the joy of that side.
4 or 5 times where he's had so much space on their right-hand side. Once again, 1-on-1 with Gusto, beats him on the outside, goes across goal, and I think it's Evan Ilson who gets there, and Sanchez from close range makes a decent save.
But true fair, down that left-hand side, was backed into a corner. He should never receive the pass from Semenyo. He does. He takes a great touch. Then you've got him where you want him across the touchline here, and he tucks inside. The defending is shocking. It's like... Bournemouth should never have made an attack from that.
And bear in mind, Bournemouth, like, as much as they had a good start to the season, I say aside from Wolves, I mean, correct me if I'm wrong, they're probably the weakest form in the last month or two.
What we're going to do, with 2 minutes to go until half-time in our 7:30 games, 8:50 games about to get underway, we're going to take one more quick break on talkSPORT goals. We might miss 6 goals, but hey, when we come back, we'll tell you what's happened. Hello, a very good evening and welcome back to talkSPORT Goals, which is brought to you by the brilliant Final One Standing, which is new from William Hill, 18 plus, gambleaware.org. Terms and conditions apply. It is a busy Tuesday evening here on talkSPORT Goals, coming to you live on talkSPORT's YouTube channel and on your smart TVs on Tuesday, December the 30th. It's Sam Ellard, Toby Evenden, Scott Saunders and James Bayliss now taking you through until the conclusion of all of our games this evening in the Premier League. 4 games starting at 7:30, approaching half-time. There's been lots of goals. Burnley 1, Newcastle 2. Newcastle really impressive in the opening 20 minutes. Joel Linton scoring a lovely volley and Vista doubling their lead after 7 minutes. Laurent pulled a goal back for Burnley before half-time. Burnley 1, Newcastle 2. Chelsea 2, Bournemouth 2 has been absolutely crazy. Brooks gave Bournemouth the lead. Cole Palmer equalised and Enzo Fernandez scored a lovely goal to put Chelsea 2-up. Then Cliver equalised after 27 minutes. Everton are 1-up away at Forest. James Garner scoring after 90 minutes. West Ham 1, Brighton 1. Bowen giving West Ham the lead. Very impressive in the opening 10 minutes. Danny Welbeck scored a penalty to equalise. A couple of minutes later, Danny Welbeck had another penalty to make it 2-1. Penenkirit hit the bar, not great. Man United Wolves just got underway. And Arsenal-Aston Villa has just got underway. And I think it's fair to say that game really in the Premier League needs no introductions. First versus third. Aston Villa winning their last 11 games in all competitions. A club record. For Arsenal this evening, there's no Declan Rice, the midfield 3. Zubimendi, Odegaard, Marino. For Aston Villa, Bogarde replaces Cash at right back. Buendia comes into midfield for Kamara, also suspended. And perhaps the big surprise, team news-wise, is that James Sancho starts ahead of John McGinn. Aston Villa's club captain, John McGinn, on the bench. 3.5 minutes gone, James Bayliss, of course, a massive Arsenal fan. How have Arsenal started this game?
Not too much to say. I mean, plenty of the ball. Odegaard tried to pass over the top to Trossard in behind at the back post, but he overcooked it. I think what's good to see is a couple confident passes from players in tight spaces. Saliba, rather than going back, turns in field and goes to Zubimendi. And Marino winning a couple duels early in the game as well. He's going to have to be the physical presence. This is good, though. We've managed to make our way up the pitch now, pin Villa back a bit. And there's Odegaard again trying to find Nkapie on the overlap, but didn't quite come off. Arsenal started confidently, I would say.
Yeah, 4 minutes gone there. No chances yet in that game as Bogarde makes a really good challenge. Aston Villa now got possession deep in their own half. Victor Lindelof. Is it strange to see, as a Man United fan, you watch nearly a decade of Victor Lindelof be pretty bang average in Aston Villa shirt. And now here's Victor Lindelof, centre back for an Aston Villa title charging team.
And Jadon Sancho as well, out there, after all that time at United as well. It's weird, but look, Villa have been fantastic for how many is it? 11 games in a row?
11 wins.
Yeah. Unbelievable stuff. How they got the win against Chelsea the other day as well. Just unbelievable to see that they're right in it. I'm willing them on. I would love them to go.
I think all the neutrals
get a win. Everybody would.
I think all the neutrals are wanting Aston Villa to win, aren't they, Tobes?
Oh, that would be lovely. That would.
Well, you're not neutral.
No, I'm quite. I'd say it's up there in terms of my hatred of Arsenal and my love of Chelsea. They're fairly balanced things.
I understand.
Is that?
I understand.
Yeah.
You hate Spurs more than Chelsea.
I don't know.
Arsenal, sorry, obviously.
I don't know. My dad does. I'm more Arsenal. I think I grew up with more Arsenal fans around me. I feel like Spurs knew what they were. I think Spurs fans kind of know their Spurs. There's a bit less hatred there. I don't know. But yeah, certainly older generations is more like that.
All right, there we go. Good stuff. That Chelsea-Bournemouth game, by the way, is still ongoing. There was 8 minutes of time added on. So Chelsea 2, Bournemouth 2, and West Ham. Oh, West Ham have gone 2-up, by the way, at home to Brighton.
Yeah, I think they had a penalty.
Penalty check.
They did have a penalty.
Yeah. West Ham 2, Brighton 1 then in the game at the London Stadium. Lucas Paqueta, who gave away the Danny Welbeck penalty that he missed, then about 10 minutes later goes up the other end and gives West Ham the lead. So Burnley 1, Newcastle 2, Chelsea 2, Bournemouth 2, Forest 0, Everton 1, and now West Ham once again back in front at home to Brighton. How have Man United started against Wolves?
They've been on top so far, like you'd expect, really. Mateus Cunha's been on the ball a couple of times, drafted a couple of fouls. He's won another one there in a dangerous area for United. Luke Shaw had a corner that he tried to whip into the back post and nearly scored from, clawed away. But United have been on top so far, as you would expect. They just need, I think, I would love to have just a nice, comfortable night so I can enjoy all the rest of it. Just get a couple of goals early on, and then we'll be all
good start of this. Gyökeres heads over the bar.
James, big chance for Gyökeres.
Yeah, Marino did really well to receive the ball off Nkapie from the throw, and they work it that well. And then it's Marino, I think, plays the ball to Nkapie on the overlap. When we signed him, we expected to see a little bit of this because he did it at Leverkusen, bombing down the left channel, getting balls into the box. It's a lovely ball to Gyökeres. Should he do better? I think probably should.
He's a free header.
I think he should
to
score.
a degree,
Yeah, I
yeah.
think
He almost feels like he does the hard bit by getting to the header first.
Yeah.
I don't know whether it was one of those where he was almost surprised that it fell to him, because there was Lindelof and Dean next to him.
I don't think he
Once
sees
that
it.
ball comes on his head, he's a couple of yards out and he goes onto the roof of the net. I think you want your big money centre forward putting that ball in the back of the net.
I
No doubt
agree.
about
That cross from Akapi, see, when he's been playing centre-back, we've all been saying, yeah, fair enough, you're slotting in for Gabriel, but we knew that we were missing this part of him, which we were all excited to see. But
I think you've started really well here. Odegaard plays a lovely ball to Timber down the right-hand side. Ball comes across the face of goal, but Yuri Tielemans does really, really well to get himself back in position. And Aston Villa are going to clear. The referee, though, is going to stop the game because an Aston Villa player has gone down. I think that's Ezri Konsa who's gone down hurt. The Chelsea-Bournemouth game, Tobes, is still going on.
Yeah,
First half,
well, injury time has sort of been endless. Sort of 7 minutes added on, and it's just there's been a bit of a lull in the game really since then. Estevan had the ball and was trying to attack a little bit earlier, but there's not a whole lot going on. It feels like both teams are sort of settling for half time to a degree.
Like both teams could just do with having a...
Need a breather. Yeah, I mean, also it has
never
been.
end this game.
Yeah.
It has been absolutely mayhem.
Was this
in
one of
this
those
first
games
half.
now where you get 4 goals in the first 25 minutes and second half's a complete ball,
Probably.
4-0 when it finishes 2-2? Well, when you'll think it's going to
I think the last 5-10 minutes they've given us maybe that so they can recharge and go again second half. I don't. This game's got more goals in it. I do feel that the way we're playing defensively, it has to have more goals in it.
Both teams, you could argue, need a win. Bournemouth because of the
Yeah.
run they've been on, and Chelsea because of, again, some of the more recent results. So I think there's every chance they come out firing in the second half as well.
I couldn't tell quite the angle of where that was going.
It takes a deflection.
Yeah.
You think it could go.
Yeah.
That was Esteval cutting in there from the right hand side on his left foot. His shot was blocked and it gets cleared. Scott, do you think the summer just gone for Manchester United in certain recent years, which obviously is a low bar, was the best transfer window you've had in a long time? Obviously not perfect, clearly, but given what you bought in, a lot more hits than misses.
Yeah, I think they've looked at what's gone wrong in the transfer market over the last few years and have tried to, they went for Premier League proven, right, with their big signings that they've made, and not apart from Sesko, obviously, but I think the fact that you go and get Mbeumo's at AFCON at the moment and Cunha, 2 Premier League proven players, it lifts the level of your attack. United are scoring a hell of a lot more goals this season than they were last year, so they have definitely, you can see what they did in the transfer market, you can see it already impacting the team on the pitch at the moment. There's still lots of work to do. But I think the case now that United they just need to establish a team that can compete in the Premier League and get back into Europe and compete every week to a certain level. And then I know that there's a lot of, I think that the sentiment in the supporter base at the moment, now nobody's really happy with the results. I think they're doing okay, but they want to see more. They want to see academy players coming through into the first team, and they feel like there's a resistance from Ruben Amorim to do that.
Oh, Aidan Heaven's played every game for the last.
Yeah, well, he signed from Arsenal. I think he signed from Arsenal, right? So I think it's like Shea Lacey and Jack Fletcher got on the other day as well, and there's other players that I think people would like to see get an introduction to the team. I just think there's so much pressure on United at the moment that they're always subject to scrutiny on social media and everyone talking about them and stuff like that. You've got to be really careful with bringing those players in. But yeah, the transfer window, I think they did really well. We just need more of those good transfer windows and better hit rate in the transfer market.
Do you think part of that criticism though could be the fact that what Amorim said I found quite bizarre about some of the academy boys, wasn't it? It was just
he didn't need to do it,
and you're just unnecessarily inviting criticism towards your underuse of those players. That
yeah,
fans are gonna buy
he
into
didn't
more.
need to bring those players through his comments into that conversation at all. So I really like. I think he's got he's a bit box office. He tongues my tongue tongue twists.
Oh, apologies. I thought Aston Villa there playing out from the back. We're about to give the ball away. Arsenal very nearly won back possession. Villa managed to clear though. And now here they come forward. Onana. He's carrying the ball. He's got Buendia to his left. Onana! Penalty! Oh, he's gone down!
Ref's not giving it.
Onana!
I am miles away, but it did look like he looked for it.
Well, and the fact that he got up immediately, I think, shows it went down a little bit. He carries the ball a long way. Yeah, he dives. And then to be fair to him, he gets up immediately as he goes down. I think he knows he was never.
He saw that trailing leg.
He does so well there to win the ball. He carries the ball a long way. I thought he was going to play in Buendia to his left-hand side. He takes it on himself and comes on the inside. And then I think Saliba's leg was almost kind of there. I think he tried to initiate contact, didn't do it. It is, though, going to be a corner for Aston Villa. But that there, James, came... Arsenal, I thought, nearly won the ball back, pressing high up the pitch.
Mega high
They were
press.
very unlucky, Arsenal. And then, to be fair, Villa managed to counter-attack.
Yeah.
Luca Dino's got a corner for Aston Villa. 11 gone, Arsenal 0, Aston Villa 0. It's going to
quite a
be an
set-piece
in-swinging
routine, isn't
corner. They've got about half a dozen players
Weird.
spread out in quite a large distance. Dean whips it in.
Oh,
Oh, the
Raya
keeper
does well.
comes a long way.
Raya did very well there.
Ray gets, was that the defender who cleared
I'm
it?
gonna maybe not. I'm gonna give him the credit.
No. Well, to be fair, it didn't go in, so yeah. And now it's going all the way back to the goalkeeper. But interesting there. Do you think Arsenal are going to look to be super, super aggressive and press high up the pitch? And we know Aston Villa are a team that like to sit on the ball, and wait for that press and then play through the midfield. What will Arsenal's game plan be?
I think Arsenal, will be really aggressive and fancy themselves because maybe somewhat arrogantly, they will look at the underlying numbers. They'll look at some of the chances they concede and they'll go, what's the point sort of being quite tentative when they've got match winners like Watkins and Rodgers who can do something out of nothing? Go for them. Absolutely go for them. And try and exploit whatever weaknesses there is in their back four and their build-up shape.
Talking of pressing, Villa win the ball back
Gotta make the right
to
decision.
Watkins. Oh, he's a score!
What a chance.
As you're literally talking about Arsenal pressing, Aston Villa do just that. The ball got played into midfield.
It was very similar to the last.
Gabriel pass it into Xirkzee, who comes
Oh,
in,
Victor
and Konza
Xirkzee.
is
Poor.
aggressive, wins it back, carries the ball, plays in Watkins,
Of course he did.
and
Scuffs
through
it.
one goal from the left-hand side, he scuffs it. I know he scored 2 on the weekend, Scott, but if that's all he Watkins at his best, he lets that ball run across him and goes left foot into the far corner.
He's just gone for the wrong post. He's just completely made a mess of it. I think maybe it was the wrong pass to make in the first place. I think there was somebody on the other side as well. Maybe it's the profile of the player they've given it to, but like he has to do better there.
I was going to say, I think Watkins at his best is putting that away.
Like that dink at the Emirates a few.
Yeah, exactly. That's a
Trying to
horrible,
beat
difficult-
keeper near post there, that was never going to happen with his right
yeah.
foot.
Well, it
Again,
sort of hit his ankle, really, the way it
Yeah.
rolled off him. It was.
And he did score 2, didn't he, coming off the bench
Yeah.
on Saturday against obviously your lot. So I know he'd been in poor form before that. But James, not a great start for Arsenal. Well, certainly the last 5 minutes anyway.
Yeah, no, we haven't done anything for 5 or 10. I think we started with quite good energy, but actually the things we're trying to do, play through them, press high up the pitch. Villa are coming out with the ball and having the chances from it. So yeah, we need to set a little bit. Arteta,
They threw
they're
again.
in again. This is unbelievable.
I'll tell you what, Villa are in here.
Rodgers pulls it
bit too
wide
much.
and
That's
Cassidy
such a poor ball, isn't it?
defends very well.
Over
though.
it.
Don't expect. They had a 3-on-3 chance there. And how often do you see Morgan Rodgers make that wrong decision like that? Very rarely, right?
Also, I don't know how they just clipped the ball in behind.
Yeah.
Centre backs just clipped it.
I think it's because we're going man for man, and actually they're working it really, really
Yeah.
well, Villa, to be fair to them. But I think maybe the other side. Oh, this is good from Timber.
Oh, Timber with the ball and Lindelof plays. What happened to score at Old Trafford, mate?
Manchester United just having a bit of the ball. Sesko played in down the channel, beats his man, comes in. I think it's Doherty he's up against, and manages to wriggle free, gets a yard for himself, and fires a shot just past the far
free.
post.
Trossard.
Trossard with the effort.
Oh, sorry, Scott, carry
No,
on.
it's all right. United, I think the Wolves have had a bit of possession last 5 minutes or so, but United need.
He's through. He's
What
running
is
through
that-
again.
what's
Where's all
Ødegaard
the
doing?
space?
Amadou Onana, goodness me.
He's run the whole pitch.
Basically ran the whole pitch, and he spent most of that time carrying the ball with no one getting
Also,
anywhere
look
near
at
him.
the amount
is
of...
this, is this no Declan Rice?
Yeah, I was going to say, the amount of
Is this impact
space
Declan
without Rice is actually insane. Because obviously it's so rare we even see that with Arsenal without Rice, but it just looks like...
Feels more structural though, doesn't it? Rather than like ultimately, it's that there's no one there.
Yeah,
Not even that they just can't keep up. So it's really, really weird. By the way, just sorry, something quickly on the United game. It looks like Dorgu's playing on the left. So it looks like you've reverted back to something of a back five or something. I don't know.
So he has, by the looks of it.
That's a
Has
bit...
that always been like that since the start of the game?
yeah, I noticed it 5 minutes ago, and every time I keep looking up, he's there. So I don't know if you've gone back to your back five. It's weird.
Yeah, look, I think going from the least tactically flexible profile of coach, I don't know whether Ruben Amorim is going to, down the line, want to be the most tactically flexible kind of coach, like in world football. I don't know. Maybe that's what he's going after. He's really hard to read at the moment. But look, Aston Villa are, again...
Look at that. Look,
another-
Morgan
That's the
Rodgers
same
there.
That overhit
It's
pass,
3-on-3. And he's got 2 simple passes. The one to his right, Buendia, was the one he tried to play it to him, but he just underhit the pass, which was just, for a player in his form, I'm surprised he managed to get that pass wrong. Reece James there warming up Topes for Chelsea at half-time. Would he be someone to come on and, almost try and control the game from right back maybe?
Definitely gives us a lot more defensive rigidity. I feel like there's more organisation at the back just with him in, obviously being captain, and we're a bit more physical. A no-brainer for me based on that half. It might lead to a bit of a more dull affair, but I would feel a lot more in control and that we're going to get a result rather than what we're doing at the moment, which feels like throwing it away at every long throw when they're throwing it in.
So you were asking about why they're running through our midfield. Look at Mourinho. He's on the last line. He's as high as Xirkzee. So that's the difference. To get Ødegaard deeper in build-up, they're basically saying, Mourinho, you go up the pitch. But normally we'd have Rice sitting as a shield. So yeah, he's getting the ball, he's playing, but he's also, if he loses it or Arsenal lose it, he's exactly where you want him to be. The rest of the defence is right. We've got Mourinho charging up the pitch. So when Villa do win the ball back, they nearly have here, to be fair, it's Ødegaard and Zubimendi they're running at, not Declan Rice and Zubimendi.
They might have it
and here
again.
they go again.
And now Buendia coming forward on the counter-attack. He's got Watkins to his left-hand side. Rogers making a run to his right-hand side. He gives it to Watkins now inside
Rodgers
the box
range.
on the left-hand side.
range.
Can he get a shot away? He can! And he just tries to open up his body and curl the ball into the far corner. And he gets it wrong. But literally, as you're explaining, Arsenal's openness in midfield, once again there, Yuri Tielemans plays a really good ball into Buendia, and he's just got space to run into.
We've decided basketball match. We've said you punch, we punch.
I like it, mate.
Look, I like it, but it's
good fun. It is good fun.
Well, it's in keeping with the night, isn't it?
Yes.
It's almost like the Premier League sent out, by the way, everyone, forget defending. Wow, David Raya, that was undercooked, but he made it.
Yeah, we want to do that 1963 Boxing Day results all over again.
Yeah. Basically, we want this to be one for the history book. So, yeah, I mean, when you've got Nkapie, he's created our best chance. He's bombing forward. Timber, look at Timber. Again, he's as high as Marino. That's Ødegaard. That's Ødegaard and Zubimendi are deeper than Nkapie and Timber, who are in the last lines of attack. It just tells you that Arsenal are really going to try and take the game to Villa, which is great, but we're asking a lot of Saliba and Gabriel, who's just come back from a groin injury. We're saying, can you do a lot of sprints backwards, please? That feels risky.
You have Rice's recovery so much. I remember that it was away at Liverpool. It was quite a big moment when he did that. But he does it constantly for Arsenal. It's just not there at the moment. As soon as Villa bypass Marino and Ødegaard, they're in. That's what it just feels like constantly.
Yeah, and actually they're also, they're not playing a particularly high line necessarily. That's a compact mid-block. That's going to be difficult to play through. So it's not really lining up too nicely for Arsenal tactically at the moment. So...
Well, it feels like the antithesis of what Arteta wants in most games, where it feels like you have such a degree of control.
Yeah.
And this just...
I don't mean to interrupt you, but we have a rule on this show. Please don't use words that long ever again. That goes straight away. What was it? How did I say it again?
Antithesis, is that the one?
Yeah, I mean, what is this? Is this talkSPORT goals or is this mastermind or something, eh, Scott? The antithesis. I mean, I can't even say that word. What does that mean in layman's terms?
I was just going to
the
opposite, right?
The opposite.
Just say the opposite, mate. Honestly, we're fine with that, aren't we? Just say the opposite. Then I can't do 6 games at the same time and long words as well. Crossing from the left-hand side, really good.
Go on, Ødegaard.
Dean heads it away. Ødegaard volley, scramble,
Pinball.
Trossard. Villa want a handball. Villa get a handball.
Pinball there.
So open. Can everyone just calm down? I can't catch my breath. Okay.
Well, something that might make you guys more happy is Wolves are just like over the last 5 minutes or so.
Wolves have scored.
Not quite that
A Wolves
far
shot
yet.
doesn't make me happy. A Wolves goal makes me happy.
Wolves have been on top over the last...
I didn't want to say it. Every time I look up, it's nearer your goal.
Passes in final third. A stat just came up: 10 for United and 34.
Arsenal's just been so back and
so
forth.
far. I think it's coming back at them again. This is more like the United that we want to see less of, and maybe you guys want to see more of, and I want to see less of.
This is brave, but I'm going to try and do something really rogue as a host here. I'm going to try and run you through the latest scores without being interrupted by something happening, which feels unlikely, but I'm going to give it a go. The 7:30 games in the Premier League were about to get underway in the second half. Burnley 1, Newcastle 2. Newcastle have won their last 7 Premier League matches against Burnley. They were 2 up. Burnley, though, finished off the first half really well, pulling a goal back. It's Chelsea 2, Bournemouth 2. A really entertaining game of football at Stamford Bridge. Everton is still 1-0 up. Nottingham Forest, who have brought on Douglas Luiz at half-time since returning to the Premier League in 22-23. Nottingham Forest have won just 1 of their last 7 matches against an Everton team who are without the likes of Van Dijk, Dewsbury Hall, Grealish on the bench today. West Ham 2, Brighton 1. How's this for a stat, Scott? I know you like this one. 53% of Premier League meetings between West Ham and Brighton have been draws. That's 9 out of 17. Among fixtures played 15 or more times, only 1 fixture in Premier League history has been drawn more than West Ham Brighton.
Which one was that?
You'll never. Chelsea, Sheffield Wednesday.
Wow.
But, possibly West Ham 2, Brighton 2 feels like it has got a nice little...
I don't know, that's been a good game as well. Like, obviously, we've had to keep our eyes on a bunch of things, but there's been goals, there's been entertainment, there's been Panenkas off the crossbar, there's been penalties.
That Panenka feels a long time ago
3
now.
penalties in that game.
3 penalties and a half.
3 penalties in that game.
Yeah.
Already.
Is that some... Go on. Is that some sort of Premier League record?
Oh,
3 Premier Leagues in one half?
We're going to need to get
I doubt anyone's done 4.
That one, 3 though. What do you
I
reckon?
reckon 3 might.
4 feels out.
4 sounds that.
He must have equalled a record in one half, surely. Trossard's done well here. That's
a poor ball. He
cross.
loves Trossard, doesn't he? Because I thought Eze would kind of make that position his own on the left-hand side. Would you think he trusts Trossard more, easy for me to say, from a defensive point of view as well as an attacking point of view, obviously?
Sometimes I think things just fall in your lap. And Martinelli got injured. Ødegaard got injured, so Eze played in the 10. So Trossard gets the starts. He then finds himself in some really good form. To be fair, he was also choosing Trossard over Martinelli at times. But basically, Eze wasn't there. I mean, when you look at the Forest game, when he actually had all these players available, he played... was he offside? No, he actually played Eze on the left. So initially, that was the way Arteta was going to go with it. But Trossard's looked really, really good. So he's kept his place, and rightly so. I think that's just... good management, really, keeping the player informed, and hopefully Eze can come on and have an impact.
Scott, in terms of Manchester United this season, do you think this team has got the capability, has the manager got the capability to find any sort of consistency, or do you just simply think this group of players are not good enough to go on runs of not just 2 wins in a row, but 5, 6, 7 games in a row? Is it just not a good enough team?
I don't think they're going to do anything like Aston Villa have been doing over the last few weeks. Even that guy who's trying to get his hair cut after United win 5 games in a row, I don't know if he'll get that this season. Look, I think United are just...
He could do the same thing, couldn't he, Toby?
Yeah, it's true.
I think that's how the Premier League is, and United just don't really have enough quality at the moment and can't control matches like I want them to. I think they need to upgrade their midfield drastically. Every time I look at the screen, Aston Villa are running through Arsenal's midfield.
Yeah, Buendia played a lovely ball through to Morgan Rogers in between the lines. He then carried the ball but was sort of moved away to the left-hand side. And then Ollie Watkins there. He's had a strange season, Andy Watkins, Tobes, where I know he got those 2 goals on Saturday, but he just hasn't looked...
make a run.
He hasn't looked fully fit, really, has he?
It was a bit of a weird one with Watkins, because I remember in January he was sort of touted out to Arsenal, wasn't he? Mm-hmm. And then he was frozen out when Rashford came back in. He wasn't starting games for Villa, and it's only been this year he's back in that team, but he's not been in and amongst the goals till the other day, really. He's been struggling for them. I think it was Brighton was the Brighton in our game was
that was only 4 or 5 weeks ago.
Exactly.
James, in terms of Gyökeres starting, were you surprised? Did you think it was the right call to start him tonight? Do you think he was going to start?
I can't know how fit Jesus is for even an hour of football, all we've seen. I mean, to be fair, he played 80 minutes against Palace in the Cup a week ago, but look, I would have gone Jesus because I prefer the player. And he's looked sharper. But Gyökeres is your £65 million striker. Pre-injury, I was defending Gyökeres a lot. I genuinely thought we looked a better team when he was leading the line, but he hasn't come back to that form since he's returned. I keep saying I think he needs just one to go in the back of the net for him, and he'll kind of remember, oh yeah, I can do this. But then he actually got a couple before injury. Since he's come back, he's just looked so... what's the word? It's not just in front of goals. It's not the chance he's missed. It's the runs he's making. It looks like he's lacking conviction in everything he's doing, but hopefully he can make me look an idiot any minute.
Well, that I think it was a few weeks ago. Saka had across on the right side across the box, and you think that's a number 9's bread and butter. Yeah. That's what you brought him in for. He's not going to give you the same maybe link-up player, hold-up player that Havertz would and the movement, but he'll give you movement in the box and get on the end of those chances. So when that's not quite clicking... something's wrong,
and
isn't
that's what surprised me. The reason I was defending him so much pre-injury was I actually thought he was surprising everyone with the hold-up. There was an element of the all-round game I was really liking. Channel running, looking after the ball with his back to goal and playing players in. There was parts of his game I liked, but he hasn't returned with that, and the goals are missing, and you're actually missing more chances, and you're not making the runs you should. Yeah, it's not really been enough from him, but hopefully tonight can turn it around. He can turn it around. And
we've gone, Reece James is on for Achimpong, and Garnacho is off for Neto, and hopefully that changes things a little bit. But
you know what Arsenal have just done? What did you say, Scott? That every time you looked up, it was Villa attacking. Arsenal have just done what I was thinking Chelsea should have done at the end of that game, which is basically just move the ball in a circle around because it's been way too open. Force Villa to drop back into a shape.
The donut
football. There's nothing in the middle. Trust me, I don't actually like it, but sometimes it's very necessary. And I think Arsenal have read that 20 minutes into the game, the better chances all fell to Villa. The running at goal was all Villa. They would have been much happier with their game plan. So Arsenal have had to adapt a little bit here. Okay, who's down here? Is that Onana?
Another long throw we're not dealing with.
Ball into the
Bournemouth.
You're joking. I thought you were in.
Oh yeah, this doesn't look good.
This isn't
We are
stuff, is it?
not enjoying these long throws.
I'm looking at I'm looking at Amadou Onana for Aston Villa.
Is he down?
It was gone down, and he's just almost sat with his knees up and hands on his knees, looking pretty.
Yeah.
John McGinn
Doesn't look particularly happy,
doesn't he?
I mean,
he's had a cracking start to the game as well. It feels like carrying the ball
some of those
forward
runs
so
into
well.
midfield have been.
Yes, United 1-0. Joshua Xirkzee deflected, I think, is gone the wrong side of the keeper. United needed that because Wolves were, they were getting on top. And I think United have been, outside of the first 10 minutes, they've just lulled into the game a little bit. Wolves have had some control and they needed something like that to happen. A bit of luck, I think. Good work from Aiden Heaven in the lead up to it. He makes the tackle, dribbles through, some really good footwork from him, and I think the ball falls then to Joshua Xirkzee, who takes the shot, works a bit of space for himself, takes the shot, and I think, has it got deflection? Yes, it has. Big deflection. Massive deflection.
Lovely skill, though, in the area.
He has got a bit of footwork on him, though, Xirkzee, isn't he, for a big guy?
Yeah, there's a lot of speculation about him actually leaving in January, whether United find another tackler. Obviously, we know they were in the race for Semenyo before it became clear that Semenyo was going to City, that he was choosing them. So I don't know whether his time is limited at United or whatever, but that'll do him a bit of good, I think. To me, I think United have lacked a bit of intensity so far. There's always been a question about him, whether he has that same intensity that Amorim likes. But
and quality as well?
Quality, I don't think, you look at him with the quality he has on the ball, his footwork there for that goal, I don't think that's ever been in question, really. It's just how about how he applies himself.
Or if he's suited to the league, he's one of the
and that as well. Yeah. And that. I think there's just some players that are just not made for the Premier League. But look, I'll take that. 1-0 United.
My hot take is I quite like Xirkzee.
Yeah.
I like him too.
Technical footballer, quite intelligent.
I prefer him to Højlund.
Yeah.
And I know Højlund's bagging the goals.
I
in
might
Italy
prefer
now,
him to Sesko, which is crazy because I wanted Sesko in the summer.
I need to see more of Sesko, to be honest.
I think they're just different players, really. I think Xirkzee's been a little bit unfortunate because, he was signed in summer before last. Erik ten Hag was in charge. He was playing flying wingers and he wanted a false nine. And I think Xirkzee is that kind of 9.5 false nine kind of player. If you had Rashford and Garnacho making those runs in behind him, I think if they'd have stuck with that and that plan, we may be looking at a very, very different player here. But Amorim's come in the November, and look, the whole idea has completely changed. I think you can look at United and their decision makers for that. He's been unlucky for me. I like him as a player. I think he's got a lot of quality, but he doesn't mesh with this United team currently for me. So I'm not surprised he's been linked with Musa away.
Just on Onana, he is up. He's left the pitch, and I think it looks like he is going to try and come back on, which would obviously be great news for Aston Villa because he started the game off really, really. Yeah, in fact, he's jogging back onto the pitch quite nicely there. That Arsenal game is still goalless. Saka cuts in from the right-hand side. There's a challenge in the box. Cross then comes in. Villa haven't cleared just yet, and now Villa come forward on the counter-attack, but there's a foul, and Aston Villa are going to win a free kick. My heart went there because I thought when Saka cut in, it looked like there was a slightly aggressive challenge on Bukayo Saka as he tried to get the shot away, but no penalty was given, and that remains Arsenal 0, Aston Villa 0. How's second half started at Stamford Bridge, Tobes?
Second half looked lively. I mean, Reece James just played a header across to Cole Palmer. He played it through to Esteval. He looked like he had a chance. What is quite peculiar, though, and this is where Maresca worries me, is Esteval was our biggest, brightest spark in that first half. He was our biggest threat, obviously caused the penalty, winning that. And now he's been switched over to the left. I don't really see why there's a need to accommodate what Pedro Neto's doing on the right for that. Switching around when your player's playing at his best just seems an odd tactic in that sense to me. But it has been a bright start, so I can't complain too much. It looks a bit more defensively secure.
Do you think there's a team where João Pedro and Delap can play in the same? Could you play Delap as the 9? João Pedro off the centre forward, Palmer from the right, or do you then think that doesn't get the best out of Cole Palmer? They
haven't actually done that yet. They had one game where they planned to do it, was West Ham away, and that was when Palmer went down and had his injury originally, and Esteval came into the team, and that went very well when João Pedro and Delap. I think we ended up winning 5-1, but we haven't seen it with Palmer yet at all. There's just been limited games, I suppose, for Palmer himself, but when simultaneously you've had Delap as well as him, as well as João Pedro, and ideally Esteval chucked in, we'd see a bit more attacking fruition maybe, but at the moment we're just sort of trying and figuring out. We haven't had the opportunity to play them all.
Arsenal got a free kick after half an hour. Martin Odegaard whips in a ball. He just overhits it. Emi Martinez comes and collects. Jadon Sancho made a really good run down the right-hand side. And Emi Martinez now does try and play a long ball. And that's a really, really good ball. To Jadon Sancho now on the right-hand side. He's got a couple of Villa bodies in the box. Sancho, he goes on the outside. Cross takes the deflection. Aston Villa corner. Still Arsenal 0, Aston Villa 0.
Emi Martinez is loving this, isn't he?
So I think tonight, Emi Martinez either has one of those games, like a legendary game, where he pulls off all sorts of saves, or he's going to drop one on the back of his net.
He's had a few howlers against Arsenal, but he can be, on his day, he can be the match winner.
Well, it does feel like Emery and Martinez do treat Arsenal as a cup final every year.
Honestly, I'm convinced they take it more personally with us. Absolutely convinced.
I know Emery's still hurt and haunted by being given the tin tack.
The thing is, he's such a classy bloke. He speaks really well. He's never said anything wrong. I genuinely wish him all the best. I like him a lot. But then he does things like 2 years ago, rested his whole 11 away at City, lost 4-0, and then comes and beats us 2-0.
Yeah, but I've seen
it's like Emery.
I've seen a few teams this season, I think, rest their players at Arsenal.
Yeah,
like,
Brentford
did. Yeah, they did.
I thought that Brighton team on Saturday was weird.
Yeah,
not playing Minter. I can't think of any logical reason as to why he didn't play. The Brentford team, they basically literally were like, we're not even going to bother trying to play anyone.
Well, you had Thiago's, second top scorer in the league, and when he was named on the bench, you thought you have to have acted.
Like Nathan Collins on the bench, wasn't
yeah.
I think it was Collins, Henderson, Damsgaard.
Bournemouth.
David Brooks. Oh, that's good defending there. Is that Fofana? What do you think Chelsea's best back four is when everyone's fit? Like if you had a cup final tomorrow, and apart from Cole, let's say.
Yeah, I was going to say it would be Cole.
Or players available now. Who would you go for?
It would be Colwill and Fofana, so obviously it's not. I'd probably go Chalobah and Fofana, and then Reece James and Cucurella. That would be my ideal four. But with
still not sure about Chalobah just yet.
Neither. Well, that's what I mean.
Do you think Achimpong's ceiling's higher than Chalobah's?
Yeah. I think Achimpong's got real potential to be at Chelsea for hopefully a long, long time. But I don't know what exact role that will be, because he can play at right back, he can play at centre back as well. So he needs to, I think, develop a bit physically to be at centre back for us. But even so, he's had good performances there as well. We're a weird mixed bag of centre-backs where some of them can look quite all right. Badiashile, I've seen have very good performances, but then he'll have the Villa game the other day. It's just, there's no real consistency there, and we're not going to develop any consistency because it feels like we pick different back twos every week.
Yeah, he's always chopping and changing.
Always chopping.
The back four. In the 7:30 games, Anthony Gordon just had a good chance for Newcastle. Oh, I tell you what. Is that a handball there at Stamford? A long ball gets played in. I think long ball gets played in. Gusto tries to win the header. He misses the header. His left arm, I would say, looks in a slightly unnatural position there.
He doesn't. That doesn't need to hit his arm. And I'm saying that, I don't want him to skip it, but he doesn't need to.
He's using his arms to get up for the jump, but he's misjudged the header. I think the ball has drifted past his head.
My only frustration is at the weekend.
Maybe shoulder. Does it look like?
Yeah.
I think they're getting away with it by the looks of it.
If that is.
Yeah.
If that is arm territory, like you said, it might be. Maybe that's shoulder, so that was why. But if that is arm territory, there has to be a penalty.
Yeah. Well, I mean, the left arm looked in a natural position. I think whether maybe they thought it was more shoulder as opposed to not. Because look,
I'll take it, but I don't know why that's hitting your arm there. No one's on you. You're not being brilliant from Esteval.
That's unbelievable.
Yeah, lovely quick feed there from Esteval. Midfield sets Palmer away down the right hand side. Chelsea could have a chance here. Ball into Delap should score.
Score.
That all comes from Esteval. I keep punching you, don't I? It's the excitement of a good night. I mean, not that your left arm needs any more workouts, but you're doing all right. That once again comes in midfield. Lovely quick feet there from Esteval.
Gyökeres heads on. What was that? Was that over the bar? Sorry, carry on. What a chance.
Talk us through it, James.
Well, I don't really know. It's one of those, a bit of an illusion. Trossard's whipped it into the box. I think he's hit. Well, Delap should score. Right, it's whipped into the box. Gyökeres, he should do better. He should do better.
Both our nines letting us down there.
Yeah. Do you want to swap? Gyökeres. Oh, it's a great chance. That's 2 now. That is 2 now.
But he is getting them, and recently he hasn't been getting them. So I suppose that's
more concerning.
It's a step in the right direction, I suppose.
Oh, Victor Gyökeres.
Do you think it's one of those where it's a bit cliche, but almost like confidence dust is in there? It's just not working for him at the moment.
Yeah, maybe he's overthinking everything. The best, finishing is meant to be super instinctive, isn't it? It does feel like...
Look at how many goals he scored at Sporting, like first-time finishes, rifled into the roof of the net. He's clearly a good finisher.
You'd think. But I mean, even in that moment, a minute
Scott
or two
smirking.
before...
Burnley are through? Oh, what?
Tobes there. He was dying to make the league comparison there, wasn't you?
Yeah, I'm not sure those goals are real. I don't know if I'm having those goals.
I would say that there's a ball striking that I don't think can be denied, and we've seen that even at times at Arsenal.
He did it in the Championship as well, right? You know,
in the Champions League. So absolutely, this is a guy who knows how to, put his foot through a ball. He's never had a great record as a header of the ball, to be fair. But you'd think as a pure finisher, he scored a great header for us in pre-season. Arteta looks furious, and he should be. These are two big chances. Villa won't give you that many of them. Or actually, maybe they would. I don't know. But they're more organised in this game, Villa, than I've seen against Chelsea in the first half and against United for a lot of that game. They're looking really, really tight at the back, to be fair. So you've got to take them.
So I've got the latest scores then. The 7:30 games. We've got around an hour, give or take, played in those games of football. It's still Burnley 1, Newcastle 2. Anthony Gordon having...
Gusto?
How have they not?
How has that not ended up in?
What happened there, Toby?
It looked like Gusto got to the byline and sort of cut it back in an absolute mess in the box, but no one's gotten the end of it.
Gusto has the ball on the left-hand side.
It's Esteval again.
Who gets the byline, does really, really well. And he then, oh my goodness me, he then plays a lovely, lovely ball, tries to go across the face of goal. There's two Chelsea players waiting to tap the ball in the back of the net. I think it's one of the Bournemouth defenders.
Yeah, he just
reads it really, really well. Yeah, it's number 5. Is that Senesi?
There tapping it in. Brilliant defending.
Who anticipated what was going to happen and manages to clear. Reece James into the box. Petrovic collects. So Burnley 1, Newcastle 2. Anthony Gordon with the best chance the second half for Newcastle. Through on goal. So much space on the left-hand side. He just curled the ball over the bar. Still Chelsea 2, Bournemouth 2. 4 goals scored in the first 25 minutes in that game. Still Forest and Everton 1 at the City Ground. 65 gone in that game. Xirkzee has a header flicked just wide. For us, been much better in the second period. West Ham 2, Brighton 1 at the London Stadium. What a big 3 points this would be for West Ham on a wretched run of form. It'd be a huge sigh of relief for Nuno Espirito Santo. Matoma is off the bench for Brighton. He's up against Walker-Peters down the left-hand side. His cross takes a deflection, goes out for a Brighton corner. Half an hour to go in that game. In the 8:15 kickoffs, Man United lead Wolves by a goal to nil, thanks to the luckiest goal you're ever going to see in the history of football. Joshua Xirkzee quadruple deflection into the back of the net. And in the big game, the only game that's 0-0 in the Premier League is Arsenal 0, Aston Villa 0. 7 minutes to go until half-time in that game. But Victor Gyökeres having the 2 best chances of the game.
Is there another penalty VAR at West Ham?
They're checking possible foul on Matoma.
Cleared.
It was cleared though, and it's going to go out. They basically thought, we can't bother to give any more penalties.
Let's break the record.
Let's just move on. So it's going to be a Brighton and Hove Albion corner.
I did that earlier.
Did you do that? Why is that so hard to say? And they're going to score, and they do score. It's West Ham 2, Brighton 2, an in-swinging corner. The goalkeeper does not deal with it. He obviously appeals for a foul, and Veltman from close range just puts the ball in the back of the net. One of those corners on top of the goalkeeper. He doesn't deal with it. They're appealing for a foul, and it's Veltman who
big chance.
Is that Aracadore balling from the right-hand side. He caused Liverpool, by the way, all sorts of problems on the weekend. He gets up, heads the ball just over the bar. If we can take a look at the West Ham game here, no foul on the goalkeeper, just doesn't deal with it. Simple as that. Move on.
Soft.
Be stronger, be more physical. There's no foul there. I completely agree with you. Van Heck just stands his ground. If anything, it's Kilman, his own player, who makes the most contact with him. Deal with it, punch it, come through bodies. It's weak goalkeeping. There's no foul there. Do not disallow this goal. Get on with the game.
Arsenal responsible for this obsession with putting... United have done it all game as well. Luke Shaw nearly scored from one in the first 5 minutes. Just putting balls right in there on the goalkeeper, that danger area. And I swear Arsenal were the first ones to do it. They've really started a trend here. Everybody is doing it.
That Brighton goal is going to stand, by the way, rightly so. The West Ham players are going to play into
Palmer. Falling over.
How's Cole Palmer played today? Has he been a bit quiet?
He's looked like he's having more joy linking up with Esteval first half. He needs players to combine with, and that's something he struggled with in the Newcastle game and the Aston Villa game, I felt, with our wingers. But he looked a lot more bright first half. Second half hasn't really done a lot other than just them.
So with Wolves, obviously we all know the 2 points and all that. Given they've got 2 points, as they come forward now again, the big centre forward's got space and time, and the keeper has to make a really good save. Bueno makes a good overlap, has a shot, and Lamons does well. And again, a shot from 25 yards out. Given the Wolves have got 2 points, now they're nowhere near as bad as that table. Like, I've watched a lot of Wolves this season.
I know.
And I'm like, okay, they're not great, but they're much better than 2
they don't
points,
get
aren't they?
smashed. Like when I think of that Derby side, I remember people beating them convincingly a lot. But like Wolves have tight games with Arsenal, tight game with Liverpool. Like in the recent months, they are as bad as it suggests, because you surely should have won a game by now. But
there's that danger, isn't it, that you just look at the points tally that they've got and you just write it off and you think you're going to walk over.
No, ref.
Yeah,
that's not the case.
Morgan Rogers there nearly got dispossessed outside the box. He got a foul awarded to him. I think me and you, James, both originally thought the same thing, that I think he gets a little bit lucky here.
It's never a foul, ref. But do you know, but referees do this. They don't want to make the brave decisions to let that play on and then go back and see if it's a foul. The easy decision is, let me just give the foul here because it's not going to really amount to anything.
They do it when defenders like slow down.
Or Morgan Rogers
all the time.
Stop and he gave the foul,
all the time. Arsenal are in there. It's good press. You've dispossessed Rogers. Actually fouled Trossard. He's grabbed him by the collar. So frustrating. Look, we haven't played very well, but that is so frustrating.
I agree with you there. I think as soon as Morgan Rogers stopped, the referee was going to give a free kick for anything. There's a collision between Victor Gyökeres and Emi Martinez. Timber won a header, and both players come towards the ball. Both players, not surprised, Emi Martinez. Yeah, and Cole Palmer's, he wasn't happy, was he, coming off?
Oh, he's not going to be happy.
He's not going to be happy with this.
Me, really?
Yeah, I was going off the other side.
Why? I don't know.
Well, why is he going off the other side, or why is he being?
Oh no, but why is he being so?
Well, you need to win the game.
He sort of said the other day he's ready to play 90 minutes. He didn't play him against 90 minutes against Villa, which didn't make sense given the context of the game. And this doesn't make sense either. We need a goal, and he's been he's a more creative player. It's just.
But something you've got to give Maresca credit for is obviously he's done well managing Reece James minutes this season. I'm sure obviously he played on Saturday, started on Saturday. We played 75 on Saturday, ballpark around that time. Was it a bit less?
Yeah, maybe we're in and around that.
Maybe it's just a case of you play 3 days later. You can only play an hour.
Also, I'm not sure if Palmer's injury concerns are something that they're worried about more long term. I don't know if it's like there's a potential. Again, I'm not so informed on it, but I think it's not just like he had an injury, now he's back and that's it. I think it's something that they're a little bit more concerned about.
Also, I suppose they played the other day, and we have got City on Sunday, so there's probably an element of that in his head.
Yeah, exactly.
Jack Grealish is coming off the bench for Everton.
Was that Esteval again?
Good to see Jack back, isn't it, Scott?
I love him. I'm just happy that.
I think he had an enjoyable few days, didn't he?
Yeah.
No, I don't know. He did, didn't he? Looked like he gone out, had a good time.
Yeah, no.
Dropped a couple of quid.
Oh, Grealish.
Didn't play Boxing Day here. No, I'm only teasing. But here he is back for Everton.
It's good to see him get a new
he's had a good season, hasn't he?
Yeah, I think there was an argument really when he went to City that Pep's football kind of strips the personality out of players because it's so formulaic and great, it's amazing. But was there a danger that he lost himself a little bit? I'm just glad to see him back, he's just a joy to watch. His pomp at Aston Villa was unbelievable. And it's all going on again. Chelsea just on top here, and Wolves have scored. Oh my
Wolves have scored. Come on.
Oh my word! I don't know where to look.
Scott, take it away, my friend.
I don't even know what's happened. I was talking about Jack Grealish's calves. Wolves they've been on top. They probably deserve this. I've got to be honest. Wolves have been on top. It's come from a corner, so the corner comes in left-footed, and it's just Joshua Xirkzee clears it, or tries to, flicks it to the back post, and it's a brilliant header. Krejci, is it?
Yeah.
So, look.
Villa in.
Oh, my God.
Chance!
Oh! It's a great defending. Is that Saliba just got a toe on it?
Is that Sancho? Should have shot.
Unbelievably well. I don't even know how they got in because I'm watching Wolves score at Old Trafford. But here we go. They just cut through us so easily. Onana's running again.
An outstanding ball to Sancho. I think timed the run to perfection. He is through on goal. He's got Watkins. It's outstanding from Saliba, is it? He goes, I think the offside flag did go up. He goes across goal. You think Watkins has a tap in, but then Saliba makes an outstanding last-ditch block. I think the linesman did raise his flag, but it looked close. How good of a game, by the way, is Onana having? That ball from Onana to play Sancho through is absolutely outstanding.
He's running the game. So what's he given here? I think Marino might have just been booked for a late tackle on Onana there, and probably rightly so. He has caught him. Marino made a decent start to the game, but has just been a little bit all over the place. And now probably one of our slower midfielders is now going to be playing the game against Onana on a yellow. That's a little bit concerning.
It's a big chance there for Everton. James Tarkowski has a header from a couple of yards out, which goes into the ground and just goes wide of the post. This would be a big victory for Everton, who've had a really good first half of the season under David Moyes. If we do look at the live league table at the moment, this victory for Everton would see them go up to 8th in the table. It's so tight and congested. They'd be just 2 points behind Chelsea in 5th place. It's a fun Premier League season at the moment as Bakwa comes on for Nottingham Forest to replace Callum Hudson-Odoi as they try and Nottingham Forest and get themselves back into this game. And it's half-time at Old Trafford. Man United 1, Wolves 1. Again, just Man United lacking that conviction.
Understand my pessimism at the start of the show, Sam? Like, this is what they do. United, after the 5 minutes after the goal, they controlled the game. They had like 90-odd% possession, and then they just let the game drift a little bit. Like, Amarim's going to get stick for switching back to a back five because he's played it.
Why change, though?
Yeah, well, why change?
The back five, over a year period, the back five clearly hasn't worked.
It has allowed Wolves to, like, there's not many attacking options on the pitch that United have. I think they've got Xirkzee, Cunha, and Sesko, and everybody else is defensive. To be honest.
Watkins for Villa, one chance before half-time, probably not. Can he win a corner? No, he can't.
Still kept it alive.
Yeah, it's been a much more open game than I thought, James.
Yeah, I think Arteta's got to get stuck into the players. This has been really, really underwhelming. A lot of them losing duels, like a lot of the basics aren't right, not looking after the ball well enough. The press is disjointed. They're getting in behind us time and time again. They've just done it again here. Someone brought down in the box.
You know what? Luca Dean's putting a really, really good ball into the box. Ollie Watkins went down under a challenge from Saliba, but I don't think we're ever going to get a free kick.
And he's defended Saka brilliantly all day, Dean as well. We keep going down the left towards Trossard. Look how open they play it. Yeah, we're killing our own momentum in this game. I get that we need to get some control back, but there's no pace about the way we're playing and trying to attack Villa. I think we need to get to half-time and basically just get back into the change room, and there we go, half-time. Arteta's got to get into them because this is far, far, far from the standard that we've even been shown in recent games where Brighton, was 2-1, got nervy, but the attacking football was brilliant. Everton away, I thought we looked way more cohesive than this. Palace in the Cup, we looked way more cohesive than this. I get Villa a better team than those sides, and I get that they're coming in great form, but it's far too open. Onana's running all over our midfield.
Esteval again.
I'd get Marino off because he's on a yellow card. So what's the point of having his physicality when he's losing the battle anyway and he can't make challenges? So you either go Norgard or you get Eze on. But they've got to make a change. Arsenal have been miles off it. But having said that, Gyökeres should have scored 2 goals, as probably should Watkins.
Esteval's having some game, isn't he, Tobes?
He is really showing why he should be starting and why he needs to be getting a lot more games. I know it's about managing the minutes of a young kid and expectations, etc. But when you've got a talent like this, you've got to be developing them because you don't know how long they're going to be here either. You need to be giving them those minutes and try and get them attached to the club as long as possible, realistically. But he's looked absolutely phenomenal for us. Easily been our biggest threat throughout the game.
So confirmation then in our 8:15 games in the Premier League, both have just got to half-time. It's Man United 1, Wolves 1. Joshua Xirkzee giving United the lead after 27 minutes. But fair play to Wolves. They might be bottom. They might be destined for relegation without a win this season. They finished off the first half really well. Krejci scoring a header from a corner. Joshua Xirkzee flicked on the ball at the near post. The other game, the big game tonight in the Premier League, is the only game that is goalless. Arsenal 0, Aston Villa 0. But as James summed up a minute or so ago, Victor Gyökeres having a couple of really big moments, big chances for Arsenal, not taking them. Aston Villa having a couple of half chances. Probably the best chance fell to Ollie Watkins early in the first half. He had a shot from close range with his right foot, trying to beat the goalkeeper at his near post, which went wide. The 7:30 games then in the Premier League are all at around the 70-minute mark. It's still Burnley 1, Newcastle 2, but Burnley pushing for this equaliser. Lucas Pires had an effort from the left-hand side, a tight angle that he probably should have passed. As Everton go through, and Everton score at Nottingham Forest, and Barry is the goal scorer. Beto or Barry? It's Barry tonight, and there's good limbs there in the away end. A really good through ball played through to Barry. He went 1-on-1 with the goalkeeper. His first touch was good. The finish was even better, and Everton go 2-up away at Nottingham Forest. The other 7:30 game, West Ham 2, Brighton 2. West Ham have led twice in this game, haven't they? Or they equalised? Yeah, they led twice in this game and paid back on 2 occasions. But that finish there, though, Scott, from Barry is really, really impressive. Another really good assist from Garner. But Everton, whether it's Garner, Ndiaye, Dewsbury, Hall, Grealish, they've got good sort of wing players, 10s, but for a long time have lacked that clinical number 9. And the ball from Garner's outstanding, but it's a lovely finish from Barry.
It's poor defending, actually, from Forest to be allowed to be played onside there. Like, I think the defender on the other side, was it, who was it, Milenkovic, potentially? Look, it's a brilliant finish regardless. You know, he's been struggling for the large part, and like I think he's had a bit of criticism from the manager as well. But both of them have, really, haven't they? And it's tough love, I suppose, but like he really needed moments like that. And Everton are just a team that it just seems to be clicking. David Moyes has had some real success. You know, he's had a lot of stick. I remember, look,
West Ham would be
West Ham, right? When he was at West Ham and he won the Europa League and he was playing football that wasn't really all that fun. Look at West Ham now and look what the job he's doing at Everton. It's unbelievable.
Yeah, it's a curious case with West Ham because even those years they weren't winning that trophy, they were constantly getting European football every single year. And I've always found it odd, like there's this idea they want to play better football. I can't remember West Ham ever not being that.
Yeah, I know.
I know they had like a year where Joe Cole was there, but I can't remember them being like a football club known for their identity. Like I get it with Spurs, I can understand why there is that sort of anger towards Frank at the moment, and they didn't want Ange by the end, but the idea of football, because they've had that with Redknapp, etc. But yeah, I find it weird with West Ham how anti-Moyes they became in the end.
Yeah, it's just odd, but it just goes to show really how good a job David Moyes can do when he goes into a club. The first run with Everton that he had, obviously, he's still damaged in a sense by the fact that it went so badly at United and so short at United. But look, he's going to like Forest last season with a story, right? And now Everton they're right in the mix, aren't they? They're right in the
Everton 8th in the Premier League table at the moment, a couple points off 5th place. There's a fun moment there, Toby, at Stamford Bridge, where Esteval goes past Jimenez. He went down under a challenge. I think he wanted a penalty, and the right back got up and got right in his face. But credit to Esteval, he got right back up and gave it back to Jimenez. So he's a young kid.
Honestly,
it looks like he's got that sort of South American fight about him.
This second half has been the Esteval show so far. It really has. He's sort of our everything at the moment, especially now Palmer's come off. It's solely reliant on him, but he's been switching to right wing, left wing, beating players. He's the biggest threat that we have at the moment. We've been knocking on the door, but now Bournemouth are actually at the other end.
Can Semenyo get a shot away? No, we can't. It's so poor from Semenyo. Like,
tackle.
He's just got to be quicker there, and he's got to get a shot away. It's really, really poor from him. But yeah, Costello did well to win that ball back. So the 7:30 games of West Ham 2, Brighton 2, Chelsea 2, Bournemouth 2, Burnley 1, Newcastle 2, and Everton are 2-0 up away at Nottingham Forest. And what a win that would be for Everton. Barry scoring the second half. The Garner scored the first in the first half, and a goal for Garner and an assist for Garner. Do you guys think West Ham have got enough quality to get out of it?
I keep thinking Bowen's enough, and the more I watch West Ham, I don't think he is. As good a player as he's been, a brilliant goal scorer for West Ham over the years, but the other teams have just got a lot more fight and resilience about them, and I feel like even the factor of going to Ellen Road is a lot tougher place to go. It feels like obviously Fulham won at the weekend, Brighton at the moment drawing, but I just think those intangibles that some of those other teams have, I don't know if West Ham have.
I just always worry about sides when they look incredibly imbalanced. You know, Bowden and Paqueta playing tucked in just because it's kind of the best place to play them, but you don't really have a 9 you fully trust in Wilson. Nuno, known for his back 5, is more playing the back 4 because maybe he doesn't have the options for a back 5. I just look at the 11 on paper and I go, oh, that doesn't look good. Paqueta and Bowen are match-winning quality. And maybe sometimes when it gets to those later games in the season, it's the sides who've been there that just kind of maybe know how to find a way out. Maybe like Leeds playing well now, but maybe in March as it starts to fall away when the pressure's on, I don't know. But Leeds look a lot more cohesive as a unit. They look like a team that the goal they scored the other day.
How good was that? Yeah,
football so outlet back, just a really kind of good identity and idea for what they're trying to do. So
Just talking about that West Ham game, Brighton, they had a lovely, lovely move inside the box. Kadigoglu and Mitoma played a lovely, lovely, brilliant 1-2. And Mitoma's shot was just kept out by the West Ham goalkeeper, Alphonse Areola. That remains West Ham 2, Brighton 2. I wondered, do West Ham stick or twist here? Like, do you think West Ham will take a point against Brighton, or do you think we got to get points to try and get out of it?
Go for it.
I do think a point's a good result for West Ham. I think just get points on the board at this point. Brighton are not the easiest team. I know they're at home, but realistically, I don't think that's an awful result for West Ham. But maybe given the circumstances it is, where they do just need wins at this point.
I respectfully disagree. I think they've got to try and win this because
I think so too. And I think January's coming up as well. I don't know how much money they're going to have lying around, but you just need goals. They're scoring tonight, obviously, but you just...
story today that Strad Larson is the one they want.
Yeah, it looks like they're going for a striker. I think they were linked.
Full crew's gone on loan, hasn't he? So
might be in it.
John's here. Somerville down the left-hand side. He's got Paqueta at the back post. He shoots into the hands of the goalkeeper. And yeah, if he just got his pass away a little bit earlier on, there was lots and lots of space and time. Goodness me, have a look at that game at Turf Moor. Jacob Murphy there's missing absolute sitter from a couple of yards out. Ball played across the face of the goal from the left-hand side. And Murphy's literally a couple of yards out. And his shot goes over the bar. Newcastle getting ready to make a couple of changes. Voltemada and Ramsey are coming on. Johan Visser, who scored the second goal for Newcastle this evening, is about to come off. Chance for Enzo Fernandez! Oh! He had maybe one of those, he had too much time to sort.
It was the same position he was in for his goal, and you think he'd take it a lot better after that. Exactly.
Put it in the same position he scored in as well.
He went for the other post this time, didn't he?
Yeah.
Yeah, the ball fell to him inside the box around the sort of penalty.
That was a bizarre amount of time he got there, though, wasn't it?
Like literally, like inside the box.
Yeah.
He could control it.
There.
And no one seemed to really close him down. And yeah, he tried to sort of wrap his foot around it and go into the roof of the net. But yeah,
it's a really big chance.
I see why he went near post there.
Yeah.
When you see the way the ball just sits, he can't. Yeah, you do really well to find the far corner with that. But it seems to be all Chelsea now, though.
It is. Since the subs, we have had a lot more control. It does feel like, but again, we're not getting a lot that's clear cut. That was probably the best chance. There was a header earlier that I think it was Chalobah that flicked it on. Someone flicked it on at the near post, and it just sort of hit Petrovic. But other than that, it's been a lot of probing, Esteval beating a person, or Neto putting it across, but nothing too clear cut really.
But it looks like though it's been less Bournemouth in this second.
Yeah, it's been less basketball,
more
for
control
sure.
of the game.
Yeah, Bournemouth have bar once. I think they haven't really sort of got near our box in this half. It feels a lot more like they're happier to take the point at this point, but.
Wolves can Wolves? I mean, they can't.
Well, they could. Sam.
No,
they can. I've been saying it all night. I'm not gonna sit here and say that I'm really confident that United are going to go and win. They've got like 8 players out. It's not an excuse. It is not an excuse. They should still be beating Wolves. But United have let Wolves into the game. Sam, we've had plenty of conversations about the formation over the course of the last year or so, and he's not helped himself really. He doesn't have a lot of attacking options, but. I think the fact that United are leaving 1 or 2 players up and having all those players back against the team that have got 2 points from 18 games, it's not helping. It's really not helping. There are young players on the bench that people are crying out to give them a chance, attacking players who are exciting. I understand his reluctance to a degree, but at the same time, he just... What's the harm at certain points? A young player could come up and create a moment for themselves, like Marcus Rashford all those years ago against Arsenal, right? And Midtjylland a few years ago.
But I don't understand why he just hasn't picked the same, because he's got the same. Is just one change from the Brighton from Newcastle?
Yeah, I think it is. But Mount's injured now as well.
He could have just, because it's the same kind of. Apart from the one change, which is like for like. He literally could have kept the exact same.
He could have, yeah.
Like, I just think he's trying to be too clever sometimes.
As has been pointed out, like Dorgu on the right the other night was incredibly threatening in the first half, and he's been playing on the left for the majority of this game. And I think that's where Ruben Amorim will get criticised. Like, United need to win this. They absolutely need to win this. And I think the statistics at half time have been pretty even. Sesko's hit the post, but Wolves have had their chances as well. And Wolves have more touches in the opposition box as well, I think.
That is a crazy
it's bad. It's bad. I know Wolves are better than 2 points. I think they absolutely are, but United...
It might be 5 in 45 minutes time, pal.
United cannot be the team. I honestly...
It would be funny though, wouldn't it?
It would be funny for you. Like I'm just...
Would you be able to see the funny side of it if it did happen?
Oh, of course, yeah.
You would do?
Yeah, I think so.
You'd be able to...
I'd need a day or two, but yeah, I'm used to this.
You'd be able to go home and think, you know what, not ideal, but I can see the funny side of it.
Yeah, but you know, with Chelsea drawing at the Bridge, like,
and that's the
you
silly
can't
thing
miss
about
out
this.
tonight.
They're in and around the conversations. That's the thing. As much as United have had some laughable moments, they're right where they should roughly be, especially when they've got no Europe and other teams.
Yeah.
You know, Europe's going to heat up for everyone else, and they should be the freshest going into the end of the season.
And that's been the thesis for me,
Brilliant.
all along, that United should, at some point, like, have that advantage over other teams. It's just chance for Chelsea.
Oh, it once again all comes from Esteval, who makes such a good run down the left-hand side. He then plays the ball into João Pedro. But João Pedro sort of takes the deflection. Brighton, by the way, are the team that are really, really pushing for the victory here. Georgina Ruta just had a shot, which has been saved by the goalkeeper. So Mitoma then Ruta, 2 big chances of Brighton, 8 minutes to go in that game. And a change at half-time for Man United, Scott.
Jack Fletcher's coming on, Darren Fletcher's son. We wait to see who he's coming on for and how ambitious Ruben Amorim and how attacking Ruben Amorim is going to be, whether he puts another player in midfield or not and changes the setup. I don't know. Darren Fletcher is absolutely beaming to see that his son... I feel so old at the moment, man. Like, I watched Darren Fletcher come through and get his debut at United, and now his son is making his debut, and I'm so old.
Is there genuine hype and excitement around Fletcher?
Look, they came from City's academy. I think the 2 brothers, Tyler as well, is on the bench. You don't exactly know how a player is going to adjust at the top level. I think there's a big physical side of things as well that you really have to consider. But he's been talked about in the academy for a while. I don't think he's the top prospect out of the academy that people are most excited about.
Well, it's Lacey, is it?
Lacey is the one. There's other players in the academy at the moment.
There is.
Sesko, Chance.
Scouser?
Shea Lacey?
Yeah.
Yes, he is indeed. I think he would have been the change that I would have liked to seen come on at this time. But I'm sure if this game is still 1-1 that he will eventually get some minutes tonight. I'm sure of it. But look, United, they need to take control. They need to press Wolves back, and they need to put a bit of pressure on. And just that's the concern I have, really. And I was so annoyed that they didn't sign a midfielder in the summer. I understand because of the money, but they went really top heavy on the attack, and they've left this midfield. Tonight we've got a midfield pairing of Casemiro and Ugarte that doesn't scream control, right? So if we're asking United to go and pick a defence, you don't really have the players in there to go and do it, with Bruno Fernandes out injured, and Brian Mbeumo at AFCON, and Ahmad has been really good, scored a great goal the other day at AFCON against Cameroon as well. United, I think they're down to the bare bones a bit at the moment, but to me now, I think this is a good opportunity to throw young players in to see what they got, to be honest.
Who would you go with in that midfield, though? Because obviously they're linked with Belieber in the summer, but he's had a bit of a tricky year, and you've had the likes of Anderson and Wharton have kicked on as well. Would it still be that guy, do you think, for you?
Well, that hasn't gone away. I think the Elliot Anderson stuff has really grown over the course of the season, but he's going to have a pick of clubs.
Oh, yeah.
City, Semenyo the other day picking City. That's an example of what could happen with Anderson in just a few months' time. So I don't think we can really bank on United going and getting... I think he's their top target. I don't think they'll...
Onana off.
Brilliant from Casemiro.
Yeah, well, John McGinn is coming on, and I think the number 24 came up, which I think is Amadou Onana, which is a real, not a shame maybe for Arsenal, but from an Aston Villa point of view, I think he was
the best player. Best player on the pitch.
Those runs from midfield were so impressive, weren't they, James?
Yeah. And it makes Mourinho's job slightly easier, but I still ask him to be careful because of the physicality and pace of Villa's midfield. But he was just the energy, Onana, his technical quality. He was receiving the ball on the half turn, spinning past players, finding passes in behind, carrying really, really well through the heart of our midfield. He was the best player on the pitch, and if this goes Arsenal's way, people will turn to that as a big moment, to be fair. But McGinn is a very good player, to be fair. So yeah, I suppose good person to call upon.
So we're back underway then in our 8:15 games in the Premier League. Thank you for joining us on talkSPORT Goals and on talkSPORT's YouTube channel. United 1, Wolves 1, Arsenal 0, Villa 0 just got underway. And the 7:30 games, West Ham 2, Brighton 2, 5 to go in that. Chelsea 2, Bournemouth 2, Forest 0, Everton 2, Burnley 1, Newcastle 2. Toby, is there one more big moment in this game for your Chelsea?
I think there has to be. I'm not particularly annoyed in terms of the performance from a going forward point of view, but this is points dropped. It's Bournemouth at home on the back of a poor loss and a poor month. This is a must-win game, and they need to see that over the line. And at the moment, obviously, it's still stalemate with those 2 long throws not being dealt with at all. They're in control of the game, but at the moment, it doesn't feel like we're properly knocking on the door enough, to be honest.
In terms of this season, do you think this is the Chelsea team that will come in the top 4?
I don't know about 4, but I do think Champions League, because I think we'll end up probably getting that extra spot. But it's annoying. It's annoying that we have that conversation of, will there be a 5th spot for Champions League, etc. With English teams doing well in Europe.
We're expecting that to be the case.
I expect that to be the case, but it shouldn't be the case that Chelsea are having to worry about these things based on where they were last season. That's why this is the bigger concern. I do think we'll be in and around there, but it's going to be tight because of what Villa are doing at the moment. They're building quite an unassailable lead to a degree, and Liverpool obviously starting to find a bit more rhythm in how they're playing and the results they're picking up, and we're not picking up any results.
I tell you what, Brighton here at the London Stadium are all over West Ham. West Ham have barely been able to get out of their own half in the last 5 or so minutes, and Brighton just have a shot which goes wide. That's Ayari, isn't it? They play some lovely football, don't they, Brighton? Once again, Ayari to Matoma, back to Ayari, drills a shot, and it just goes past of Alphonse Areola's right-hand post. And I tell you what, I asked you the question earlier, would West Ham... Arsenal corner! Arsenal!
Yes, Gabriel!
Him again.
1-0, Gabriel. The cameras were on him the whole time, and I nearly said something. I said, don't say a word. I hope there's no foul in there. Emi Martinez will be complaining.
I said to you, Martinez is either going to have a worldie or make a mistake.
Well, let's see if there's a foul on him.
I know these corners are obviously really hard to defend. It's Bukayo Saka with an in-swinger.
Oh, he's not really...
So the Aston Villa players are complaining there's a foul on the goalkeeper. We'll have to see a replay. Gabriel heads it home. Let's have a look at a replay and see if there is any foul. I mean, goalkeepers in these situations will appeal for anything here. We said the same thing in the West Ham Brighton game, didn't we? West Ham's goalkeeper wanted a foul.
Saka's delivery again.
Is there any foul here, James?
Well...
Nah. There's no foul.
Not for me.
You know what it is?
Not for me.
It's embarrassing. It's embarrassing. Sorry?
He's the one pulling the shirt. Martinez is pulling his shirt at the start.
Never. Never.
It's never. Do you know what it is?
I need to. I want to look at it again. I hope it hasn't rolled off his arm. That's the only thing I'll say.
There's no foul. It's weak goalkeeping. It's embarrassing goalkeeping. Punch the ball. Why are you trying to catch that when you got Gabriel right on top of you? There's definitely no foul.
Also, he's got the height on him here.
It's a handball.
No, so I think it's his foot.
so.
I think it's his leg.
It's no. Do you know what? For a goalkeeper that's got the credentials of him, do you know? I appreciate, Scott. These corners are not easy to defend, but you've just got to punch the ball there. He tries to catch it. I'm normally in favour of goalkeepers catching things they try to punch, but in that situation, just punch it.
Yeah, look,
Sam, let me... Sorry, Scott.
Confirmation, goal's been given, right decision. It's weak goalkeeping. It's not good enough. You know what they're going to do in that situation. Once again, delivery is great. Gabriel's big and strong. It's embarrassing.
Sam, let me tell you.
Go down, moaning, complaining. Be stronger.
I've watched every set piece we scored this season. I've seen us do it for years. And often I go, what can you do about it? What can you do about the sheer power of Gabriel, the delivery from Saka? But that one... That's on Emi Martinez.
Do you know
he's
what?
in front of him. He's got the jump. He's got the...
And I say as well, there wasn't anywhere near as many players. Like sometimes you get almost 8 players on you. But that one, you're right. It's just Gabriel.
Yeah.
And again, he makes the bizarre decision to try and catch it, not punch it.
Yeah, that's really weird. Because even if you catch it, what are you going to do with it from there? Like, just punch it. Just get it out. Deal with it. That's really strange from Emi Martinez. And Arsenal, who had very few ideas in the first half, needed that. And I can't remember if we even had a corner in the first half. But
James,
look at this. Is so weird. What is he doing?
Is there? Yeah, I think it's bizarre. I think it's really.
It's
bizarre.
also his positioning. It's not even just punching it. He's just not the right side of Gabriel at all. Which again, I appreciate that's probably a little bit harder to do, but. Very strange.
Do you know what? These are big games of football, and Emi Martinez has been a great goalkeeper for Aston Villa. We know for many, many years. I'm just really, really surprised that a goalkeeper of his quality has made such a poor mistake like that. And again, it wasn't like one of those corners you got 10 on top of you, and you think, how do you get through? He just makes the wrong decision.
He's made a few against Arsenal last season. Martinelli. I think scored and he should have done a lot better with it. Martinelli again a couple of years back at the near post, he flapped it went over. I think at Villa Park there was one. So he's made a few errors, Emi Martinez.
Oh, wow. Burnley 1, Newcastle 3. Bruno Guimaraes has just got to tell you about that goal in a second, but the first full time in the Premier League has come in our 7:30 games. Nottingham Forest 0, Everton 2, and I tell you what
result!
What a job David Moyes has done.
Yeah,
coming back to that football club. They will possibly not finish the year. In fact, they will finish the year because the other games were played on January the 1st. But Everton 8th in the Premier League table. They're 2 points as things stand off Chelsea in 5th place, 4 points of Liverpool in 4th place, who of course do play on Thursday. But they've gone to Nottingham Forest. They picked up a win. Garner scored in the first half. He then played an amazing assist to Barry, who scored the second goal. And Everton finish off the year at Nottingham Forest with a victory. I want to have a look at this Bruno Guimaraes goal here. I caught it out of the corner of my eye. Long ball played forward. Dubravka comes, almost slips over. It falls to Bruno Guimaraes from about 30 yards out, who has the whole of the goal. It basically has an empty goal to shoot into. Awful goalkeeping from Dubravka, but Scott, it's a lovely finish from Bruno Guimaraes.
Yeah, it's lovely. I think, look,
it's an open goal, isn't it?
It was a lovely finish, just dinked over, but it's just confusion there. I think the defender's trying to let it run through to Dubravka in goal. It's just not got enough power on it to roll through to him.
No.
So they make a mess of it. It deflects into Bruno's path, and he just tucks it in nicely. That's a 3 point sorted for Newcastle.
It's another game, Scott. We've watched a lot of games on Burnley on talkSPORT Goals here where they lose a lot. You know, the Luton team that used to play well in games, fighting games.
Go on!
Chance for Arsenal!
Yes! Come on! Martin Zubimendi! And it comes from Martin Ødegaard. The Martins combine.
Almost scored.
Oh, get Martin Keown's reaction on that.
Oh my God! Own goal!
What's gone here?
Own goal! Has that gone in?
Well done.
Sorry, lads.
One thing at a time. We'll do the Arsenal goal
I
first.
don't know where you're looking.
James, talk us through the Arsenal goal.
I've got to give credit to Ødegaard. He does something he never does. The ball's played in, and he's almost operating like the 6. He drives forward, wins the ball back, carries us up the pitch, and Zubimendi's been making these runs all season. Is it Bournemouth who scored? No. Ødegaard gets the ball. Watch him here. So they play through. He wins it back. Martin Ødegaard, right? This is our number 10, 5'10", number 10. He's driving forward, and Zubimendi makes this run that he's been making all season, getting forward. They see him as a 6, but he gets forward a lot, Martin Zubimendi. Often doesn't do it without Rice there because of the protection he often needs. Lovely ball from Ødegaard. That is genius. And what a finish. Toe pokes into the far corner, and Arsenal started the second half on absolute fire. But it's coming from a lot of Villa mistakes too. Martinez from the corner, then playing it into a crowded area where Ødegaard wins it back, and we're 2-0 up inside 8 minutes.
Talk us through the Martin. Is that Martin Ødegaard at his best, finding that space, playing those precise through balls?
The Brighton performance, he was scintillating. This game, he hasn't really been having the impact you'd want, but that pass is genius from him. Yes.
And again, how you don't often see number 6s getting into those positions, right?
But he has been doing this all year. There's this thing with Zubimendi. There's a feeling that Rice is the 8 who bombs forward. He's the one. Well, he might be in again. The way people often look at it is Zubimendi sits and Rice bombs forward. Actually, they've been playing as a double pivot where sometimes one goes, the other sits, but often both are going. I noticed in the Tottenham game a lot. They are 2 players that, if the space is there to attack, Arteta's giving them more licence to go. And I don't think we've done that in the past with Jorginho and other players. So really good to see Zubimendi bravely there going, yeah, thanks Martin Ødegaard, you've won the ball back. I'll make the run, I'll get on the end of it. And Zubimendi needed that moment because I think he's been better than people have been giving him credit for. That was a lovely, lovely finish.
Was he? Lots of talk was made about, Victor Gyökeres coming in, needing that centre forward. But that's a massive upgrade, isn't it? From Partey. I mean, Partey is a good player for Arsenal, but to go Partey to Zubimendi felt like a big upgrade.
It is certainly in terms of tactics we want to do, because in the past, and we've had Jorginho and Partey, we've just had them sitting basically in midfield. I think with Zubimendi, he is someone who's got a lot of, let's call him number 8 tendencies, someone who can play that final ball in behind, someone who can nick a goal. And I think it's really good to see with Ødegaard, Marino and Zubimendi, all 3 players who are quite happy to pick up the ball in different areas of the pitch. In that moment, he saw that he could be the highest player out of the midfield 3, and he's gone and scored.
It's vintage of Arsenal, the way you press, win the ball back up, and then as soon as you win it, a couple of minutes later, ball's in the back of the net. It's almost the perfect Arsenal goal.
The set pieces they're a weapon for us, because not only do they, it results in a goal, but what it unlocks in terms of confidence from that point is really, really important. And Arsenal would have felt that they could go up another gear after that. So they get really aggressive onto Villa, where it wasn't happening for us in the first half, and they go punish them almost immediately after. We're 2-0 up in a game that, honestly, we probably should have been 3-1 down in.
Yeah, that what a start to the second half. Down, Arsenal maybe. 2 up at home to Aston Villa. We're entering the final seconds of Stamford Bridge. Chance for Chelsea from a corner. Bournemouth clear. This will be the last moment of the game. The keeper comes, punches. Another Chelsea.
So why did he not call that one?
Yeah, no, and that's the one you catch.
Yeah.
But Toby, as the Arsenal goal was going on, Unal missed a sitter for Bournemouth, didn't he?
He did. It was actually a really lovely move from Bournemouth, and they managed to pull it back to it.
Oh, sorry.
He put it over the bar. Fortuitous for us, but this is a must-win. We are not getting over.
Ødegaard's on one today. He's winning everything.
Well, he's had some stick, hasn't he, from Arsenal fans? Is he got a point to prove?
I think last season he wasn't playing well at all, and the criticism was right, but the idea that he couldn't get back to the levels we've seen before felt harsh to me.
Newcastle won at Burnley 3-1. The West Ham Brighton game was a thrilling game of football. That finishes West Ham 2, Brighton 2. So the 7:30 games, Burnley 1, Newcastle 3. Burnley's poor run of form, wretched run of form continues. Newcastle with much needed 3 points away from home. Chelsea 2, Bournemouth 2 has just finished full time. Really good game of football that. We'll get Toby's reaction to that shortly. Everton have gone to Nottingham Forest and have won by 3-0. Garner and Barry the goal scorers. West Ham 2, Brighton 2. West Ham led twice in the game. Brighton fighting back hard on 2 occasions, and then that's nice. And then in the last 15-20 minutes, Brighton were the much better side. They had a couple of really big chances. Alphonse Areola making a couple of big saves, and West Ham, the sort of game they would have looked to have won. Were maybe hanging on towards the end there. West Ham's next game in the Premier League is Wolves, by the way, and I think it's fair to say that's must win. So the 8:15 games are around 55 minutes in. Man United 1, Wolves 1, and Arsenal 2, Aston Villa 0.
Free kick for Villa.
A free kick for Aston Villa. John McGinn whips it in from the right-hand side. Villa win the initial header. It comes out to Yuri Tielemans. Can Aston Villa make something of this now? Yuri Tielemans is going to go all the way back, is he? I think he might do. Scott, there was a big chance for Man United, which involved some remarkable goalkeeping by Jose Sarr.
Unbelievable. It was a long ball lofted forward, and it was just pretty innocuous, really. No United player really getting onto it, I don't think. Mosquera heads it back to Sarr, and the ball trickles past him, and it spends an age trying to get to the line.
Oh, I'm sorry to cut you off. He's on a yellow card, isn't he?
Oh, is he already on a yellow?
Yeah.
He should be gone. Oh, he should be gone.
Oh,
That's a booking.
How
is he booking all day? That
I tell you what, he's fake.
I tell you what, that is a disgraceful decision. Morgan Rogers gets past Mikel Merino, who yanks him down to the ground on a yellow card. The referee has absolutely bottled that.
Yeah, if you notice, Rogers has turned. He's grabbed a hold of his arm, but he's done it. He's done it.
I'm
cleverly,
sorry.
Away from the view of the referee, and the referee. No, but what I'm saying is, I can see why the ref hasn't seen it. It's a second yellow all day long.
He gave the free kick, mate.
No,
but he stopped the counter attack.
What makes it a yellow card is the fact that he's got 2 hands on his arm. If he just fouled him, say shoulder to shoulder in there, he's never given the yellow card. So that's why he thinks it's not.
I don't care how you that is that. I'm sorry, referee. He's almost done the hard thing by giving the foul. I think that's do you know what? In any other moment of the game, he gives out the second yellow card. That's where football is so frustrating. It is a clear yellow card. Rogers gets past Mikel Merino, about to go into a really, really dangerous position, and he pulls him down. That's an absolute shocker. I think that's really, really bad refereeing.
Fair enough. If they show it again, which I imagine they will, I think you'll see that it is the arm grab is happening in between the 2 bodies. I can see why the ref might not have seen it, but anyway, it's a second yellow. It should be a red.
You don't give that as a second yellow card. That is absolutely scandalous.
Can you not see why the ref might not have spotted that?
No, I can't.
Really? If the ref's the other side of Morgan Rogers.
If he's seen him grab both arms,
then it's a foul.
If he didn't give the foul, then I understand.
No, but shoulder to shoulder, you can still bring someone down. I know.
Oh yeah, no.
We all agree it's a second yellow.
Yeah, no, of course,
I'm just saying I can understand why the ref might not have seen it. Is all I'm saying.
I think that's just if that's true. Then
VAR. I mean, but then
VAR can't
why
get involved in it.
No, it can't. But then isn't this why? That maybe when they say, well, we only get involved with straight reds or penalties, is there an element of that should be a red card?
It's a key decision in the game, isn't it?
Exactly. I know, but it's one of those ones, like, nobody wants VAR to start looking at every single possible yellow card offence. But then
it's a blatant. If he wasn't booked already, he would be getting a yellow card.
Do you know what?
Absolutely.
I wish CJ was on the show here, because CJ has this theory that there's a conspiracy theory among referees against Arsenal. I'd love to get
not today.
So you think that's a second yellow card?
Oh, clear cut. I think also with second yellows, I get that there's a threshold that's usually a bit higher. Like
but is that?
I get that.
Is that in the rule books, or is that just?
It's not in the rule. It's not in the rule books. It's just.
Oh my! Oh no!
Oh no!
Oh my God!
But that does seem to be the case. But I think with that one, it's like he's turned him. He's gone away from him. He's not even tried to play the ball. He's grabbed his arm. It's as clear cut.
Yeah, it's a clear second yellow, but it's the same higher threshold as a penalty to a free kick.
Yeah.
You need to do a little bit more in the penalty area. I'm not saying that's right. It just tends to be how they referee the game. Arsenal got away with murder there, and I have to say, Mikel Merino, very, very, very lucky that the referee didn't spot that, because even if he didn't see the arm grab, he might well have just said, listen, he's running at goal and you've taken him down. He could easily have given him a second yellow card for the foul in itself. But when you see that arm grab, it's clear as day. But I can see why the ref might not have spotted it.
Well, I appreciate your honesty, and you're not deluded, are you? You're just seeing it how it is. But look, mate, in these big moments, you sometimes need these things to go your way, right?
A referee doesn't see that arm grab and not give it. It's so obvious. It's such an easy one. I can think he just must have not spotted it. But maybe I'm being too kind.
It seemed like they've really missed an on this half, though, Villa. Like, midfield-wise, it's very, very different. Obviously, Arsenal been a lot better, but...
Completely different, I agree.
Was there a big chance there for Wolves?
Honestly, I don't know what this team is doing. They're just inviting pressure on. And, like, Wolves are better than the 2 points. I've said it a few times tonight, but not this. Like, United are just giving them the initiative. The energy isn't there. Wolves just had a chance there. A shot on goal. Lammen saved it really well. There's a scramble around him. Sam is absolutely outraged by this decision, and Cunha's picking up the ball here. United need a goal here.
I can't believe this isn't given a second yellow card. He literally tries to pull his arm off. Morgan Rogers goes past.
It's a blatant yellow.
Mikel Merino, and he yanks his arm off.
Yeah.
I think it's absolutely bonkers. That.
No, I agree. It's a second yellow.
Crazy. Anyway, sorry.
It potentially does change the dynamic of the game, doesn't it?
Oh,
Obviously,
massively, mate.
I know Arsenal are 2-0 up, and like Arsenal, you'd think probably still have enough to get through. But like if that is given and they're down to 10, and then Aston Villa go and get a goal in the next 5-10 minutes, changes the dynamic of the game completely. 100%. Changes the title race as well. And I think there is the referee's bottled that for me.
I'm sorry, it has. And I'm not saying this will make a difference, but did the Villa players almost make enough of
that? I didn't think
that's exactly my.
Yeah, you'd think they'd go
Villa
nuts.
players should have been.
I don't think they saw it. I promise you, people. I really think if the ref saw that clearer pull, and I don't even think the Villa players even saw it. Because you can still foul a player shoulder to shoulder. So you can still put your body in the way, roll them off the ball, and it's a foul.
Okay.
So I think that's what he's seen. I think you're right, the Villa players didn't go crazy. Because I think Merino, I mean, listen, it's a terrible decision to do that, because you're probably going to get sent off for it. But to give him a touch bit of credit, he's done it in the blind side of basically anyone. Only the camera's picking that up. He's done that literally with his body and Roger's body in between. Like, I think, do you know what I mean? It's like, and then he's let go just before and then gone, oh.
He's a much more clever footballer than I give him credit for there, if he's managed to work out that the referee, do you know what I mean?
Well, okay, maybe it's not quite, the ref's there and he's going to block it, but I think he might have done it in like let me just try and be subtle about it. Obviously, it just doesn't look very subtle. It's a second yellow, we all agree. I think I'd love them to show it again. Oh, what's happened here?
Yeah, do you know what? That's not as bad as Gabriel goes for a low header, and Tielemans makes contact with him. But I don't think we should make a big deal about this.
I agree.
I'm sure Gabriel will hopefully be a man and get up, because it was a nasty kick. But I think
he had to go for it. Yeah, exactly.
It was such a low.
There's nothing malicious in that. He's barely caught.
That is an interesting one, though, isn't it? Like when a player gets his head so low to the floor.
Yeah.
And the player goes for a ball.
Because sometimes it gets given as even a high foot when the player stooped his head, and you sometimes think, what is he supposed to do with that?
Good. How nervous he looks, by the way. Here.
Look, it's gonna. I think this is going to be the night. I think this is going to be the night.
Say it again louder.
We'll wait and see. I'm just hoping United do what United have done over the course of history, like the Premier League history, not the last 10 years or so, giving teams that are really terrible wins at Old Trafford. I'm just hoping they need a goal from somewhere.
Would these be the worst of the lot?
What's that?
Would these be the worst of the lot?
The loss, I think so. Yeah. Like you can't, like
the post-Ferguson.
You look at the table, and look, in terms of United's position, it's not going to be affected greatly tonight. But just where the morale of the supporters is at the moment, is on the floor. It is on the floor. Ruben Amorim isn't convincing many people, and you can't look at this table and look at Wolves and think that they have any business getting points at Old Trafford. But United give teams opportunities over and over and over again. There's 25 minutes-ish.
Oh, good save from Emi Martinez. It comes from the press again. We're running all over Villa. They're really missing Onana. You're right. They have not been. Look at this. Simple. Yeah, it's just like, it should be a simple pass off to Tielemans. But Arsenal win it back. Oh.
Keeper save that?
Yeah, it's a weird one.
Does get a touch.
Yeah, I think he got a touch.
That's a really good save by the keeper, to be fair. He gets down low to his right-hand side and pushes the ball away. So Arsenal are 2-up at home to Villa. And fair play to Arsenal. That yellow card aside, you've been really impressive in the second half. And have been all over Villa. And it is still Man United 1, Wolves 1 as we enter
He's not playing back five anymore, by the looks of it. In possession, anyway, it seems like a back four, finally. But United aren't doing enough at the moment. They just aren't doing enough. They got a corner now. Patrick Dorgu's had a couple of attempts, but he's playing on the left.
Zubimendi.
Was there a hand in there? No.
Yeah, Villa don't clear a corner. It comes to Mendy on the edge of the box, and his shot is blocked. So it's still Arsenal 2, Aston Villa 0 in that game. And you spoke earlier about you maybe thought Arsenal could give Villa a real seeing to tonight. I mean, potentially if Villa do try and have to obviously push bodies forward, could leave space for Arsenal to exploit. This could be a real sort of statement kind of performance and result for Arsenal tonight.
The thing is, football's a funny game because that first half, even if this game, say, did end 3-0, I think, on the reflection of the 90 minutes, Villa gave as good as they got until they lost Onana. Then they're playing the game without Cash, Onana, Kamara, and you're going, okay, well, Arsenal have actually had a little bit of luck en route. However, huge credit for the way we've responded in this second half. We've been all over them in the way I thought we would be in the first half. We're running at them again. Now, look at Nketiah, Odegaard. Look at Nketiah. That's the pass.
Yeah,
he's found him.
Out. Oh, that's such a shame.
He's almost caught it.
And can I say, he slipped.
Yellow
really
card
bad.
there.
Yeah.
He's going to go book a Villa player for a foul then.
He slipped badly in the first half as well, so I don't know what's wrong with Nketiah. I think he needs to change his boots. But
Lewis Kelly's on the bench, isn't he, right?
yeah.
Yeah, did you think if it wasn't Calafiori, do you think it would be Nketiah?
Yeah, I did, yeah. Arteta, I think has been, I don't know why, I think sometimes you just look at 11s and you look at the subs he's made in games. I think he's been really waiting to play Nketiah at left back. I think he sees him as a bit of a Ben White on the left option for us. I don't know why, he's just quite good marauding forward. Really good cross on him.
Oh, well done to Jose.
That's how you punch the ball.
Yeah, well, the cross came in. He made a bit of a meal of the original attempted clearance, and then at the second or third time, he did well to literally come through. And I've never seen a goalkeeper try and punch your ball as hard.
Punch, like fair play to him.
And that one was like...
there we go. Oh, Timber.
Penalty?
He went down looking for it.
It was a late fall. It's probably
it was a very late fall.
Yeah.
But Odegaard, everyone's bouncing off him today. I don't know. He's fancying the physical battle today, Odegaard. Good to see.
Odegaard out to Nketiah now. This is Martin Odegaard.
Yeah, he's right.
He's just dictating play. He's coming short. All the attacks are going through him. Trossard shoots! Yes! It's 3!
Leandro Trossard, what a finish! What a strike! Unbelievable finish. He's such a clutch player. In and around the edge of the penalty area like that, he strikes the ball as good as anyone on our team, probably the best. It lands to him. Saka doesn't quite get the header right. Timber, really good feet on the edge of the area. Oh, did I celebrate too much? Handball.
He's pointing for a handball.
Oh, they disallowed it.
Disallowed.
Oh, I was way too happy.
No, well, no. I mean,
It was a great finish.
It was a ridiculous finish. But I don't know how...
Where's the handball here? Let's have a look.
Also,
at
wouldn't he have had to give that first? Because you can't retrospectively...
Nketiah has the ball on the left-hand
Saka offside. No, he's on.
Odegaard, I think it's a handball. Odegaard crosses into the box. Saka is onside, and then it must come off Saka's hand. He attempts to make that...
No, where is the handball?
It must be... When the cross comes into Saka, and he goes for the header...
I think Saka might be off here.
He's off.
Oh, I tell you what, that first angle he looks so onside. Sorry, it's not handball. I thought the referee was pointing to his arm.
But he did.
Yeah, he did.
So now they're saying checking disallowed goal offside, and when the ball comes in before it falls to Trossard, it goes to Saka in the box, and from that other angle we're looking at now, from the other camera angle,
actually,
he does look like he's just offside.
That looks, but then when you, it's all a bit.
The first angle looks so
you start to spin it, and it looks like
the first angle he looked on. He looked clear as day on, clear as day as well.
Also, what I thought just me saw the referee.
Yeah, but that was bizarre.
Well, I don't see a handball there. I think this offside's really tight here. Oh.
Also, bizarrely, they've already put down to 2-0.
Yeah.
Almost like it was a factual handball.
So I think they've done that because the referee gave it on the pitch. I think the referee blew and gave it. So
and now, apologies.
VAR's now checking to see whether actually it should stand.
But it was weird because they celebrated for a while. Do you know what I
it was
mean?
like a
It
good
wasn't
10 seconds,
like,
wasn't it?
like they didn't clock
I
the ref
really,
for
really
giving
got
anything.
stuck into that celebration.
Yeah.
I managed to explain the goal.
You do not have to apologise there.
Oh, yeah.
So I think they are checking it for offside. And yeah, again, so that's the Odegaard cross into Saka, and then it goes from Saka to Trossard, who gets that shot away. And as James rightly says, it's a wonderful, wonderful. Oh, and
No, but
now
he doesn't get.
What?
the
So,
ball there.
so they've cleared the
and
Saka
now
one.
they've cleared the Saka one, and now
That's
they're
not offside.
checking for a possible Hincape offside
Oh, right.
from the cross into Saka.
If Saka's offside, they're not bothering with this, right? So they must have cleared it.
Yeah,
I see
think
what you
so.
mean.
Yeah.
Sure,
Yeah.
correct.
Yeah.
But there, Hincape does possibly look a touch offside.
I think he looks more on.
I think he was on.
I think
This is.
I think
Torres'
he's on.
back leg looks further
They're
back.
just looking for excuses to rule goals out, though. Like I know
This is-
it's like
I know what you mean. Like, if it's offside, it's going to be a factual decision
Yeah.
to a degree, right? But
Offside or offside? I think he looks just off there.
no, because I've already jinxed it by the.
I think he's
biggest
on.
celebration.
I think he's on.
Either way, I'd like to know as soon as possible.
Yeah,
My genuine opinion is I think it's on, but who knows?
In the least surprising news of the evening, Man United manager Ruben Amorim is substituting a defender. Referee gives a goal.
Yes! Come on! Yes, that celebration wasn't for nothing. Put it in the clips. Well done, Arsenal, 3-0. And it was, you know what, let me not.
it was a
Oh, you
cracking.
go
finish.
for it, man.
Come on, enjoy it.
I
What a
had
big
to.
win this will be.
Well, we were chatting, weren't we? And I just
said it.
I said if
You did
Declan
say it,
Rice were
mate.
in, I was feeling confident. I actually predicted 3-0 in the podcast we're in. I know that might sound a bit crazy. I just feel Aston Villa are the type of team that they do concede chances. Delighted that's all been cleared. What a finish by
Brilliant
Trossard.
finish.
Yeah, is he the
that
most
ref-
underrated player in your team? Or one of them anyway? Underrated.
He's both. He's kind of overrated that people go, oh, Trossard's amazing. He should play every week and he's one of your best
But in the
players.
big games he does play though, doesn't
He
he?
is clutch as anything. He's the player that you can rely on to just pick out the far corner, pick out a big goal. When we need an equaliser at Villa Park, he's the one who delivered it, and he goes and gets the third here at the Emirates. Oh, I love him. I love him. For £27 million, I don't know
Yeah, that's
how many
a
better
very-
value
I know,
signings
that's
there are in our history. I mean, there are some, obviously, but he'll be up there.
Name them.
I mean, yeah,
20. No, but in the modern, in sort of the
Well,
last.
you're
sort of-
right, you're right.
In the Arteta era,
talking
as
the
we're
ar-
talking, yeah.
Gabriel.
Probably aren't many, yeah,
Gabriel
yeah.
at 26, but it's like it's those two, right?
Yeah.
Also, he was a result of not getting Mudryk, wasn't he?
Yeah. Thank you.
There you go. Yeah.
Thank you.
That's a crazy
That's a
way
big
of things.
yeah.
The way
Could have
things
been
work
very
out.
different. Yeah.
James, what's been the main difference then in the second? Oh, by the way, Mika Marino has been substituted on 72
Good.
minutes for Christian Norgard. What's been the main difference in this second half for Arsenal to have dominated and won this game of football?
The press has been infinitely better. Now, let's not pretend that them missing Kamara and Onana doesn't play a part, especially when Onana was running that game for the first 45 minutes. But to be fair, sometimes Arsenal and Arteta do have a habit of figuring out the press and figuring out what the opposition are doing and then tweaking it at half-time. So, look, whether we did that or missing Onana simply tore apart their press, Arsenal have just been so much more physical. Zubimendi and Odegaard are not the fastest or tallest or strongest players on that pitch, but they've been running all over the Villa midfield. Morgan Rogers, Tielemans, McGinn have got nowhere near us. And then when we have got the ball, we made better decisions on the edge of the area. But I have to say, the set pieces come in clutch too. When you got a delivery like that from Bukayo Saka and a threat like that from Gabriel, do we score those other two goals if we haven't almost opened the floodgates a little bit with that opening goal? Maybe not, but I don't see that as a bad thing. I've got no problem with Arsenal being a team that have another weapon. When you're up against third in the league, there are 11 wins in a row. You need something different because it's not been working in the first half. Fine. You go and wrestle the game in your direction a different way. Delighted. Well done, Arsenal. 3-0 up on the 75th minute. Here come Villa. Please don't make this something it doesn't.
Morgan Rogers, can he get a shot away? He can.
Oh,
Gabriel heads over.
He's such a difference maker.
Yeah.
Unbelievable player.
Scott, how happy were you on 75 minutes? Lenny Yoro came on for Ain Heaven.
Well, he brought on Bendito Mantato alongside him. Somebody new. I said this is an academy debut. I think he's put him out on the right wing. Look, United needs an injection of something. They've been pretty, not even average, quite languid throughout the game. They just haven't had the intensity. Wolves are just dancing through United's press. It's just not been intense enough, and that's been the pattern of the game for most of the second half. And you just feel that, I can only imagine what Old Trafford's feeling at the moment. It's just that feeling of dread that United are going to be the team, aren't they, to give Wolves this first win. Like, honestly, I'm sick of this nonsense. I'm absolutely sick of it.
Tielemans there.
Why can't, like,
Go on, mate.
you know, Arsenal 3-0 up against a really good team in Aston Villa. I long for the days.
Because you're nowhere near as good as
Yeah,
Arsenal.
yeah.
Is the most
I
obvious.
know. Well, I've been like, it's going to take a long time, isn't it?
I feel like he brings on Euro constantly.
Or takes him off when he starts. He changes.
Has it
that.
worked yet?
What's that?
With this whole centre-back bringing them on when you need a goal.
I don't know why he does it.
He's done it a lot.
I've got
Has
to
it
be
worked
honest.
yet?
No.
I'm trying to think of one
not
instance
really. I
where
don't
one of
know
them.
why he does it.
Maguire, maybe. Was it Maguire in the Leon game?
Maguire,
Whatever?
like-
That was it.
Yeah.
Maguire's a threat, though.
Gabriel's
He
down
actually is a
coming off.
threat.
They
but-
could really do with him. Gabriel's down. Oh no.
I hope he's just saying cramp.
It doesn't look like a good expression on his face, does it?
And Capier's just stood on his finger. That's clever. Yeah, I think he's probably going to have to come off. Gabriel's been unbelievable today. I know we got pulled apart a little bit that first.
The Wolves are in here, down the right-hand side.
No.
Shoot!
Oh, he's underhit that.
Oh, my word. Arias has a shot from about 30 yards out, which just goes wide. Ball break down the right-hand side. It's a really good layoff, and he gets the shot away, and it just goes past the goalkeeper's left-hand post, Scott.
Come on, for goodness sake. Like, the Wolves deserve to win. They actually do. Wolves deserve to win this. I know they've run a bunch of teams close, Arsenal and Liverpool over the last few weeks. But that's a
takes
corner
deflection as
did
well,
they?
yeah,
Did they
yeah,
give him
yeah.
that corner? Or
It took a big deflection.
It took a big deflection. It was a good block from Dallo in the end to send it wide. Otherwise, I think it might have been on target. But Wolves have, like, credit to them. It is a corner. They deserve to. They deserve to win. United have been awful for the most part of this game. They've been absolutely awful.
Wolves have got a corner kick in the 80th minute. It comes in, and United are going to clear, Scott.
Yeah, Sesko absolutely lumps it out. But like, there's no element of control about this United team. There's no intensity. I know they have players who are absent, but that is not an excuse in this game. That they are just getting danced around by Wolves. So they have a lot of good individuals, to be fair. But in comparison to...
I love that. They're a good team, by the way, Wolves. Yeah. Honestly, much
they're
better.
better than 2 points.
No, we did say that. We did
like,
say
on the balance of tonight, the way that they're dribbling through, the energy that they're showing versus like the energy that United have.
Sorry, James, take it away.
Zubimendi left wing. I mean, and now we're through again. Jesus!
Oh, what a goal!
Gabby Jesus! Welcome back! Welcome back, Gabriel Jesus! Martin Zubimendi turned into Ryan Giggs. Gabby Jesus turned into Cristiano Ronaldo. Thank you so much. It's 4-0. I'm so happy. I'm joking, by the way, everyone, before you all get mad at me. But
that's a big win.
Genius.
Yeah.
Also,
genius.
Do you know what? For a boy who's spent, how long on the sidelines?
10, 11 months.
It's just a lovely, lovely finish. He takes it so easily and then just makes it look so easy where he just side foots into the back of the net.
What do you reckon Gyökeres is thinking? Come off.
Look at Zubimendi here. Do you see what I was saying about he's not just a 6. He bombs forward. And Norgard's allowing him to do that coming forward, to be fair. Trossard here just keeps his head, picks out the right pass, sets himself.
Oh, what a finish.
I love it. I love it.
He comes into Jesus. He just takes one touch just to so easily set himself up. And then he just curls the ball into the far corner. This second half performance has just been exceptional, James.
Yeah. We've demolished in the second half. And you know what? It's not to put down the great work that Villa and Emery have done over the last few months. But when I looked at what they did against Man United, when I looked at that first half against Chelsea, you did feel that there was a half coming for them where actually the goals would go in the back of the net. The teams would take the chances that they were having. I think I saw a stat, they've got the biggest big chance differential, in terms of for where they are on the table, for the amount of big chances they can see, they're way higher than they should. Looking really, really good for us.
Could be 5
again. Oh my word,
Saka.
They're imploding here, Villa.
Oh my God, he probably should score. Saka gets played in down the right hand side. He goes out. He goes on the outside, and with his right foot from not too far out. I have to say, James, the player of his quality should be scoring that.
And he's great with his right foot. He's gone for the roof of the net. To be fair, it's his textbook finish, but yeah, should be 5.
No, honestly, there's a statement. This is something else laying down the gauntlet for City, because I think it's the first time in a while City have played after you rather than before.
And they go to Sunderland Thursday as well, which could be a
really tricky place.
Jesus has been booked for taking his top off when he had an under top on. I mean, what is football?
Yeah, no fun allowed in football, okay? Mateus Cunha goes across the face of the goal and Jose Sarr makes the save. 82 gone, Man United 1, Wolves 1, Scott.
Ruben Amorim loves to say that we have to suffer, or we suffered, or we struggled.
You're suffering.
I'm suffering, man. How long is this suffering going to go? How long am I going to have to sit through this nonsense? Wolves... On the balance of play, Wolves deserve to win this. We'll just wait and see how this
again.
Jesus is in. He's got Saka in the box. He picks out Saka. And I think that was Lindelof on the cover who did really, really well. It comes to Timber, who's kind of shot cross is blocked. And Arsenal, I tell you what, Arsenal, absolutely all over Aston Villa here. Completely. There was that yellow card, which was a big moment in the game. And Arsenal were fortunate. But apart from that, this is an Arsenal.
Oh, if you get booked for that,
it's John McGinn putting him back, isn't he? Watch this. John McGinn just pulled back an Arsenal player. Yeah, honestly, these referees are hilarious.
Is he going to book him?
Do you know what? He might not.
He was reaching in his pocket there. He's going to. It's the same foul.
Do you know what?
It is the same foul.
Yeah,
mate, you've summed it.
John McGinn, that's the exact same foul.
John McGinn has just made the exact same foul on an Arsenal player. The ref gives the foul and he gives the yellow card. You know what? They make it up as they go along. They make this up as they go along. I'm taking nothing away from this Arsenal second half. They've been outstanding. That was a massive moment in the game at 2-0, and the referee, in a big Premier League game, it was an absolute clanger from him. Disgraceful. That's embarrassing. You know, Nottingham Forest wrote to the PGMOL or whatever. There was for the goal, the City goal, which I wasn't. If I'm Unai Emery, I'm not in favour of writing letters, by the way, because it will get you nowhere.
Also, I
would be fascinated to know the reason as to why you didn't give that.
He gave the foul. That's what's more mind-numbing with it. He gave the foul.
I don't think James's opinion, or not opinion, but understanding. It's I get it, but I just think it's wrong.
You're just giving him more leeway, the ref more leeway in that. But
by the way, I can't stand the referee, so I'm always up for having a go. I just thought in that situation I could see why I might not have spotted it, but I wholeheartedly agree with you. You can't give one and not the other, and this is where I think. Yeah, okay, where's the fourth official? There's other players on the pitch, or the linesman.
Yeah, there's four of you.
Has no one spotted
it?
The linesman.
The linesman probably's got a better view of it, so someone should have spotted it. Yeah.
Look, I take nothing away from Arsenal being outstanding, but I just can't understand that.
This is big, by the way. Ben White back. We thought he was going to miss a whole month, even 5 weeks, but for him to be back on the pitch is great.
82 then gone in the Arsenal game. The Man United game's going to finish.
Oh my God. Oh my God! Like, did you see that then? Like, Casemiro trying to dribble the ball through the middle of the pitch. He just gets outrun and the ball gets taken off him. Like, he started 5 yards behind him. That's been like this game in a nutshell for me. Like, United just don't have the mobility. Wolves have outdone United physically completely.
They've looked comfy.
They've looked incredibly comfortable. They really have. And I think United's lack of depth in the squad is like, but we've even seen United play like this with all their first choice players. It's just not been good enough at all. And I think that moment there summed up for me just the lack of energy in this United performance. But that's what they have at the heart of their midfield. They don't have any quality in there.
How long is Bruno? Do you have any on that?
I reckon end of January.
Probably. Oh, really? That long?
I think that the timeline put on him, like, informally is about a month, which would maybe bring him back for the Arsenal or City games. But look...
Just while we have a brief stop, I want to give a shout. Ronald Jones is a big talkSPORT fan. I said to give him a shout. I think he's watching talkSPORT goals right now. He's a big Man United fan as well. So I'm sure I don't know if he's watching us or watching the Man United game, but he's probably got his head in his hands. So Ronald, thank you for your support. We absolutely love it. And maybe, Scott, he might have a smile on his face in the next 5 or so minutes.
I don't think so. There's no real signs of it. If anyone's more likely to score, it looks like it's going to be Wolves at the moment. Look at these faces of the supporters. They are fed up of this. I am fed up of this. What are we watching? What are we watching?
I mean, what a result of, cause the United fans are obviously very much backing Ruben Amorim still, and fair play, I respect that.
Home support, yeah. I don't know.
That's important though, isn't it?
Yeah. I think
who's not in the social.
Look, there's an understanding for me. There's an understanding here that I don't think this squad is deep enough or good enough or physical enough to be able to hang in the Premier League every week. And that's why I said earlier, the midfield, I thought they should have signed one in the summer. But this is going to take multiple transfer windows. But I think there is an argument, a really strong argument to say that surely even with this group of players here, somebody else could potentially get more out of this team. I just think there's a whole conversation between what you get immediately versus what the actual root of the problem is that keeps cropping up. I would prefer United come through a really difficult period to come out permanently on the better end of it. rather than patching over things. But look, it's so miserable to sit through. It's so miserable.
Well, just on you, I mean, if he got sacked tomorrow morning, how would you feel about that? I know it's not going to happen, but would you be ready for a change now?
Kind of feel like I put out of my misery a bit, but I also look at like who else is going to come in, like really, and
sure.
have me absolutely convinced that they will be better.
I just feel like that at the point you've kind of done the whole cycle of like, give this guy the tools to build that team.
Yeah.
Then it's, then Ten Hag gets a go. Now it's, we'll do a 3 at the back manager, and that gets a go. And each time, every time someone's sacked, it does seem with Manchester United that, it can't get worse. And then it does. So it's, I completely get it.
But the optics of the situation at the moment isn't that
they're not,
bad.
No, they're not. They have
really.
definitely been better than they were last season.
Yeah, there are improvements. So you're going to get games like this. It's just so, do something with it here. Please do something with it. Mantato with the cross, it's not good enough. It's not good enough.
He's a young kid, so we'll let him off. But that cross, which went about 10 rows back, probably just sums up kind of your performance tonight, really. Ruben
just talks about intensity all the time. Like he ties himself up in knots with things that he says. But I think he's one thing why I said my position on him really is I want to give him the season just to see, because I'm not entirely convinced that anybody else is going to come in and make the immediate change that everybody thinks is going to happen and United are going to be better off for it. I don't think that's going to be the case. But I think he understands what the root issues are at the football club, and they just so happen to like match what I think the root issues have been at the football club for a number of years. But look, Sesko! Score! Doggo! Have they given it? Is it onside?
Offside. It's offside.
No.
No,
no, the offside flag's gone up.
Oh, wow.
I tell you what, Sesko has a shot, well saved by Sarr, and then Dorgu comes running onto him from close range, scores. Do you know what, Scott? That would have been brutal on Wolves, wouldn't it? Absolutely sick. The offside flag has gone up, and now we will check, is he offside? Cunha plays the ball into Casemiro.
Good run.
Sesko's onside. Dorgu is miles offside.
Yeah, he's comfortable.
I mean, he's 2 feet offside. So well done to the linesman. Yeah. And that is, what? How can you be so far offside in that situation?
No,
like you have to be.
Oh, hang on.
Oh no, sure.
Is this a player on the floor?
Oh, I missed a player on the floor.
No.
Oh, don't do that. He's offside, isn't he?
Surely off,
Matt Doherty was on the floor.
You know,
is his head playing him onside?
On the floor.
Is his head playing him onside?
Honestly, my eyes must be going. He looks miles offside to me.
He was miles offside.
They are looking at him.
Look how far offside he looks on that screen there.
Not a chance.
What, the guy in the background?
But look, behind the player who stood up, Matt Doherty is lying down.
He's offside. He's offside.
There's just no way. I will lose all faith in
these angles tonight have been.
Oh, mate,
odd.
you know what? I don't, that you can't look at that and tell me that cannot possibly be offside.
It was like, but Saka looked
Onside,
so on the other one, didn't he?
No, but that one looks even more offside.
I actually see why, because if you look at the penalty spot and you look at that line, I can actually see why it's closer than you think. Yeah. That's hilarious.
Is he?
Is he pointing for a go? Is he pointing for?
Are we still waiting?
For a kick or?
Oh my God!
What's happening?
Like it looks miles offside. It does, but we're obstructed. The view, we're obstructed. It's by the player who stood up.
He hasn't gone like that, so no. I think this is offside, and he's confirmed offside. Now I'm in the air. Right, that has to be offside. Sorry, if that was onside, I just
I need something.
When you started saying about guys lying down on the floor, I was like, surely not.
It's quite a fun game, isn't it?
Yeah, not for me.
Yeah.
We're just doing the reverse of what they do, where they try and find something wrong with the goal, and you have to try and find something right with the goal.
Yeah. That one was clearly offside. So. United 1, Wolves 1. We have 5 minutes of time added on. We're going to try and get both your reactions, Arsenal and Man United, before we go off air to the sports bar. Scott, we'll stick with this, though, just for a second now. Luke Shaw is going to launch the ball into the box. And I think Wolves win the initial header. Yeah, it's out for a corner. Is that Bueno?
Yeah.
He's had a really, really good game. Gets his head on that, and that is going to go out for a corner kick. This would be cruel on Wolves, wouldn't it?
It really would. Yeah, like 2 own goals against Arsenal.
Oh, yeah, of course. Yeah.
Ago.
God. Yeah, they deserve something like that. They played very well.
To be honest, Wolves have done us a favour with us dropping more points as well, so this would be.
Are you speaking to? Please be speaking too soon. I could really just do with just get over the line here.
Man United
scored
corner
from a corner. like 4 Wolves against United the other, like last year or something like that. He's going for
Corner
it
comes
again.
in on the keeper. Wolves win their header and they'll go out for a corner on the other side. Maresca, a really good defensive header there. Just over 2 minutes to go. United attacking the Stretford and they've got another corner there. Keeper gets himself in an awkward position on the floor, but Maresca wins the header. This time it's going to be Luke Shaw on the right-hand side, whipping in an in-swinging corner. All the United players go towards the goalkeeper. Doherty wins the header, and the shot from outside the box goes high and over.
Oh, I think there'll be 2 added minutes for the goal review. I just want to be put out of my misery at the moment, to be honest.
No, but this is a huge missed opportunity for United. It's not just draw. You've had bad results. It's the fact that Chelsea have dropped points. You have to. Oh, it's 93 minutes. Okay, yeah, you're running out of time. But
there was that offside check inside. Should have added another minute or 2.
That's a good point. They've added 8 minutes. I'm not surprised. 4 goals, a couple free kicks, but it's the offside check, isn't it?
The offside check took about 2.5 minutes.
Saka and Nketiah ones, yeah.
Right, we'll stick with this United game then for the last minute or so. Scott, talk us through it as Wolves come forward now.
How has that not been given a foul? Wait, like he just got clattered in the air, and Wolves are on the break.
Corner for Wolves! Corner for Wolves! They can't, can they?
They might.
Did Cunha score for Wolves like a corner from directly?
Direct from a corner.
Yeah.
Oh, Watkins here. Hits the post.
Goal?
Oh my word! David Ryan, what a save!
How has that happened?
That's like save of the season.
Remember he made that double save at Villa Park a few years ago?
Yes.
That was outstanding.
That's unbelievable.
He's ridiculous. He's almost a cheat code in goal, isn't he? McGinn from a couple of yards out.
Well, he couldn't miss.
You know, you think
How's he done that?
And the goalkeeper pulls off an outstanding save. It remains Arsenal 4, Aston Villa 0.
That's 2 games in a row.
Wolves have got a corner here.
Oh my word, they have a corner.
Can they?
They could.
Will they?
They might.
Wolf.
They can.
They definitely can, but will they though? That seems to be. I don't like outswinging corners.
I want number 8.
Nah, you want an in-swinger here, really, don't you? To
put it on the
keeper under
goalkeeper
pressure.
and
That's
see what
the
you can do.
trend.
Yeah, I wonder why they're. Well, who knows? Let's see.
Oh my
That's
goodness!
a terrible goal.
That's why that corner barely reached the first man, let alone didn't get past the first man.
That's embarrassing. Yeah, that's why they're going down.
It barely reached the first man, let alone got past him.
It was a pass to Cunha.
Literally.
You can have that.
Absolute nonsense. Sean Larson's been booked. If you notice, by the way, they've stopped starting Sean Larson last couple of games.
Yeah.
I think they just know he's going to go in January, basically, and they're like, we might as well take 4
yeah.
Yeah.
Like he didn't start today. I'm fairly certain he didn't start on the weekend. That just seems weird. We have played the 5 minutes of time added on at Old Trafford. Long ball launched into the box. Scott, that's absolutely pathetic.
No Harry Maguire to get on the end of it today. Look, this is just going to peter out, I think, by the looks of it, to a 1-1 draw. 3 draws for Wolves this season. United had to be. It looks like they have to be one of the teams, don't they? Sam, I came in, I started the show, and I said United. I knew that there was a risk of this happening. I knew that United would do this. And that's exactly how it's turning out. If there's Josh Xirkzee got subbed at half time as well. That's a big
Why?
He just brought on Jack Fletcher. Maybe
Was that the right call?
Maybe not. Like Fletcher hasn't exactly done a ton. But I think I said in the first half, maybe Xirkzee and his the attitude and the energy that he plays with isn't exactly what Ruben Amorim is looking for. Look, the rest of the team haven't been any good either. They haven't been any good either. But there's one more chance potentially, and just do something with it.
Dorgu, ball into the box, straight into the hands of the goalkeeper, Jose Sarr, who collects it. We are into the 7th minute of time. Oh, Villa are going to score. Ollie Watkins from close range.
What are you celebrating?
Yeah, I was going to say, what are you celebrating? That's... Well, he didn't celebrate, but he put his arm in.
I think it's his birthday.
Oh, the clean sheet.
It is his birthday.
And it's all over Old Trafford.
Big point.
Man United 1, Wolves 1 is the full-time whistle. Scott, over to you.
Absolutely embarrassing. It really is. My apathy is this whole year, this whole last decade or 12 years or so has just been full of apathy. And that is, United have had some bad results. That is as bad as a lot of them. Maybe nothing will quite top Burnley, but you just look at this tonight, and I don't care about the players that United have got absent. Yes, they've got Bruno absent, and every player who's half creative that could make the difference in a game like this, apart from maybe 1 or 2, United have lost at the moment due to international duty and to injuries and stuff like that. It's just, but the fact of the matter is, it's just not good enough. And Amorim needs...
Oh my God!
Is there a 5th for Arsenal? Handball they won to Odegaard. No. What does this mean for the future, if anything, for Ruben Amorim?
Oh, look, I think he's going to be fine. Like, it doesn't help, though. Like, people want something to believe in from Ruben Amorim. And while United are, where are they, like, 6th in the league now, or the level on points with Chelsea, halfway through the season, like, optically, the table doesn't look that bad, but the performances are, like, not for, like, they've been better this season, but they've still got an absolute clanger in them like that. And Wolves deserve to win tonight. There's no questions about it. United just haven't been at the races at all.
Do you think there's been, again, the league position looks better, perhaps maybe the results? I mean, you're 6th in the Premier League table as things stand, 11 points with Chelsea in 5th place, 2 behind Liverpool. Possibly, you know, teams like Sunderland, or maybe it's only just Sunderland that could go above you if they win Thursday. But have you seen enough on-pitch improvement, coaching? Have you seen enough in Ruben Amorim's coaching ability to think that this is a manager that can take this team forward long-term, even with the better signings?
Over the last few games, they've actually been, like, quite fun to watch, like, in an attacking sense. Like, we are taking a lot out of this team, like, in terms of the players that are absent at the moment most of them would have played tonight. So I think it's not, like, he's dealing with, like, the fringe players in his squad. He's bringing young players in and that kind of thing. Maybe another manager could do a good job, a better job than him in this exact moment. But I think there's a wider, like, I always come back to it, I think there's a wider conversation to have. But it doesn't help at all, like, belief in him for results like this. It just doesn't help at all. It really doesn't help. I'm more in the patient camp, but there'll be a lot of people tonight asking for a manager change. Absolutely. I can't blame them. I just can't blame them. I really can't.
Also, I mean, Wolves 3 points, but they're taking the applause in front of the away fans. And I think we all kind of alluded to it throughout the show that for a team that run 3 points, they seem to be playing a lot better in a lot of games. So Arsenal, where they played well, Liverpool, where they could have easily got a point, they've gone to United and got a point. So for a team that are 3 points midway through a season, they seem to be doing all right and certainly fighting. We're on air for about another 90 seconds, guys, and then we're going to hand over to the sports bar. Confirmation then of results: Burnley 1, Newcastle 3, Chelsea 2, Bournemouth 2, Forest 0, Everton 2, West Ham 2, Brighton 2, United Wolves has just finished 1-1. We got a minute to go in the Arsenal game. So James, I'll leave the last 45 seconds to you. How big, not just a result is this, but a statement performance is this?
Yeah, it is, because I think it's been City who've put in more in terms of the goals they've been scoring, some of the wins recently, winning at Forest late. Arsenal needed something of a statement win, especially because we left goals on the pitch in other games. There was a half coming for Arsenal in which the goals did just hit the back of the net, and we've seen it in this game. I actually felt there was a half coming for Villa at some point where, you know, those games which they're dominated, maybe he was going to come to punish them. Onana coming off helped, but ultimately Arsenal were a lot better, stepped it up in the second half, and are running out deserved winners. And what a statement to send to the rest of the Premier League.
And Mikel Arteta, still at 4-1 up, 4-1 up, not 4-1 up, 4-1 up, is still throwing his arms in the air with 20 seconds to go.
Yeah.
That's the mentality, right?
Yeah, because they're in again here. And to be fair, when you look at that big save earlier from Raya, suddenly this has become way more nervy than it needed to be. But luckily we got that fourth. And yeah, happy for Jesus, by the way, to come on and get that goal. Really needed.
So Arsenal 4-1 up at home to Aston Villa. They go on to 45 points, 5 clear of City and 6 clear of Aston Villa. This has been talkSPORT Goals, and as the full-time whistle goes at the Emirates Stadium, we're going to wrap the show up here and hand over to the sports bar. Scott, thank you. Toby, a great debut. And James Bayliss, a happy Arsenal fan. Thank you very much for watching talkSPORT Goals on a busy night of football here on talkSPORT's YouTube channel and on your smart TVs. The sports bar are in next, taking your calls on all of the night's football. talkSPORT Goals back Sunday. Big day of football on Sunday. What a night for Arsenal. They thump Aston Villa by 4-1.